Unrest in Peru. Demonstrators demanding that President Dina Boluarte resign, returning power to her predecessor who was removed from office last month.
Police fired tear gas to try to subdue thousands of protesters who have poured into the Peruvian capital, many from remote Andean regions. Demonstrators scuffling with security forces who barred them from reaching key government buildings, including Congress, as well as business and residential districts of the capital, Lima. During a national broadcast, Boluarte said there was no real benefit in the demands behind the protests and the chaos and disorder aimed to take over the government. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
French President Macron proposing a substantial boost in defense spending through the end of this decade and a transformation of France's nuclear-armed military to face new and evolving threats. News and analysis, townhall.com. Netflix subscriber base is growing again.
The growth is providing an early sign that Netflix's shift to include ads in a cheaper version of its video streaming service is helping combat tougher competition and attract cost-conscious customers grappling with inflation. The company disclosed a gain of 7.7 million subscribers during the October to December period, a stretch that included the debut of an ad-supported option for $7 per month. It's the second straight quarter of strong subscriber growth after 2 quarters of losses.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. A heads up for T-Mobile customers. The wireless carrier says hackers have stolen data on 37 million customers. The breach occurred in late November. It was discovered 2 weeks ago. The exposed info did not include bank account or credit card information, social security numbers, or passwords. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The traveler said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday, everybody. We made it. The final day of your work week. Happy Friday, everybody. Hope everyone's having an excellent Friday so far. A little chilly out there. Supposed to get up to like 60 today, I think. But it was a little chilly. I was like usually, like lately. Oh, thank you. Usually the it's kind of warm in this building, but yesterday and today I've had my window closed, and that's an achievement for me because I'm usually the one that's always hot. So the fact that I've had it closed the last 2 days, I'm still in t-shirt. I was like, I'm wearing a t-shirt, but it's comfortable in here for me, and I'm happy. So I'm going to take it. Now, will it be that way at 2 o'clock this afternoon? I don't know, but it's nice in here. So didn't have to open my window, so a little chilly out there. But happy Friday. Hope all of you are having a wonderful day. Big thank you to the fine folks at McDonald's each and every single Friday. They are kind enough to provide us with delicious breakfast treats. Our young Roy hangs out at, well, not hangs out like he just hangs out there, but, you know, he visits McDonald's and gets us our stack of delicious treats each and every Friday. So big thank you to McDonald's and to Roy for going to get our tasty treat.
I just imagine Roy just loitering next to the door. What's up? How you doing? Yeah. Gonna make it your own today?
All I can think of is the Beavis and Butthead line. You just sit like lean up the wall and go, chili burger, huh? That's all I can think of.
No, Roy actually, he procured something extra special today from Mickey D's.
Oh, did he?
That I didn't even know existed until literally he walked in and told me.
All right.
Apparently, did you know that McDonald's, for a limited time, is carrying a blueberry and cream pie?
Really?
Now, I am a little boy who loves berries and cream.
And I love blueberry.
That sounds delightful.
I love blueberry. So
Does that not sound delightful?
I'd be all in on that.
I think this pie is getting cut into thirds, and we're going to try this bad boy later on.
We have one in
He
studio?
procured one, yeah. Right. Yes, sir.
I'm down for a blueberry and cream
In addition to my sausage and cheese biscuit and my bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've never had blueberry and cream pie. I've had blueberry. I've had blueberry in many other forms, but not in a cream form.
I guess, I've never had blueberry and cream pie. I've definitely had blueberry pie, and that to me sounds just fantastic.
That's one of my favorite non-chocolate related pies.
Right? It's like the only venture into fruit you take.
Well, and that's not true. I'll eat apple pies and cherry pies.
Sure.
But I will not eat apples or cherries, weirdly enough.
Given my druthers, I do prefer a cherry pie. I wish of all these experimental pies that McDonald's has thrown out there that they would just go back to the cherry, because they have the apple. That's their standby.
Yeah.
But for a long time, for a good long while,
it was 2 and 2. You
they
can
had
get one or
the
the other.
apple and cherry.
Yeah.
And then they dropped cherry and just went on this wild quest to find the new flavor.
Yeah. Although I'm not going to lie, that cream one we had at Christmas was pretty good.
That's the holiday pie.
Yeah.
That one comes back every year, and that's a banger.
That's a 10.
That is.
That's a 10.
I would agree.
I'm down if y'all are. You want to eat a little blueberry?
Let's do it.
You down for some blueberry, Roy?
I'll get some blueberries up in my mustache.
So for a limited time right now, you can, if you're a fan of the blueberry, as we've just stated we are, blueberry and cream pie for a limited time at your local McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm down.
Speaking of being down, I'm heavily down in my points.
Oh, are you?
I'm down to like $2,000.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So here's what happened. My daughter was sick this week. We went to the doctor's office, or the doctor to get her checked out.
Yeah.
And we'll just call it sans cash this week. So I used 6,000 of my points to get her a Happy Meal. Cash deficient, yes. So I used 6,000 of my points to get her a Happy Meal.
Okay.
She was happy.
Yeah.
It was delightful. But yeah, that pretty much wiped me out from the points perspective.
I give you some, but I don't know how that works.
I feel like I'm going to be like Roy, standing outside McDonald's like, spare some points.
And I feel like I'm a point abuser because I never use them.
Point.
I don't really use my points. I always get the deal, that's the problem. Their deals beat my points to me. I'd rather do the deals.
I don't know if you caught it this week. I think I told you. I told a couple other people.
About the free nugs?
It was the 40th anniversary of the Chicken McNugget this week.
Yeah.
And they gave we do have a knife. I thought we were out of knives. Neat. I hunted one down. Yeah, for the 40th anniversary of the Chicken McNugget, they were giving out a free 6-piece this week.
Nice.
Download the app, folks. You are missing out if you don't have that app.
It is. All right, let's do this pie thing. So swing by any of your McDonald's. Use the app. App is your friend. We are now about to sample the blueberry and cream. I see the blueberry.
I do indeed.
It is prominent.
Okay.
And now Sean is slicing into 3 pieces.
Indeed.
All right. Roy gets his.
Right. Sir.
And I got mine. Thank you.
Hi. Look at that cross section too.
And look at the innards.
That's pretty. That is
you can
pretty.
see the innards there. You got the blueberry and cream going on. That's
real high. It's perfectly half and half.
It's a nice warm.
Ooh, it is
feel.
warm too. Let's dive in.
Dive in.
Well, it's still warm.
I made sure my.
It's in a mukbang.
Yep, that's delicious.
That is fantastic.
The blueberry with the cream.
Okay, put that on your menu full time. That is phenomenal.
I do enjoy it. That's all I got to say.
That was like it was just a delightful moment. You're just sitting here like, maybe I do want to live. maybe this thing called life is worth living.
That makes you happy inside. Pretty good.
Damn.
That's pretty tasty.
That was fantastic.
I enjoyed that.
Thank you, McDonald's.
Blueberry and cream for a limited time.
Get it before it's gone and get a lot of them.
Mm-hmm. And
I would reckon they freeze well.
It's got fruit in it, so it's good for you.
Yeah, exactly. That's one of the 5 daily, servings you're supposed to get every day.
Got fruit in it.
There you go.
Oh, well, thank you to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that.
Thank
Good
you
job,
Roy,
Roy.
too.
Way to procure that, Roy.
Now, I got a question. Was this just on the menu, or did they tell you about it?
It was on the menu.
Okay. See, I didn't know if it was on the menu or not.
I didn't know if, like, when he gets to McDonald's, there's a guy, like, standing in the corner going, psst, psst, Roy.
They got a new pie now.
Check out the pie. Ask about the pie, man.
It just fades in and out, though, so you might miss it.
Right.
Well, thank you for your keen eye on keeping an eye on the pie.
Oh,
keeping your eye on the pie.
Yes,
That's
sir.
what we'll call that.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me give you the rundown. Because we're not just eating pie today, unfortunately. Although I'd be good with that.
I mean,
I'd be full on good with that.
Sounds fantastic.
Although by the 8 o'clock hour, they might frown upon us.
I'd be a little bloated.
Yeah. This hour, we're going to replay an interview. Juanita Jennings joined us yesterday with Steve Garcia from Leadership New Mexico. So we talked a little bit about that program, and they're in town, actually, for a couple days to the rest of the week, learning about our community, the group from Leadership New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to play that interview here in just a wee bit. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, Joanne Lopez with the Chaves County Health Council is going to join us and give us an update and talk about some things they've got going on. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Tracy Fry with the Roswell Public Library going to pop in. She joins us each month to give us the skinny at the Roswell Public Library. So she'll talk about their upcoming events and things as they gear up for 2023 at the RPL.
You know the phrase "the 411."
Mm-hmm.
That's officially gone now.
Really?
As of January, I think 3rd of 2023, AT&T has done away with their 411 service, which used to be 0. It's any other like service you dial 0 to get to the operator.
Yeah.
411 for AT&T customers is their way to get to the operator. They're no longer using live operator services.
Well, in all fairness, I can't remember last time I used a live
honestly,
operator.
yeah. I think T-Mobile's still doing live operator services, but you have to pay for them. Like, if you want to utilize an operator, you have to actually pay a surcharge.
Well, can I get the operator to do other things like remind me when it's time to do things? Like, if I'm going to pay for it, I want those operators like a personal assistant.
What was funny though to me was when I came across this story, it was like 2 weeks after we had just talked about the fact that the song "Operator" by Jim Croce is sort of like. It doesn't make any sense by today's standards. Yeah. Because the whole thing is a conversation between a guy and an operator talking about a phone number on a matchbook.
Yeah.
It's like none of these things are things anymore.
Well, you can still enjoy the song.
I love the song.
Yeah.
I literally, as soon as we talked about it, I went back and listened to it again.
Yeah.
Just because I wanted to be hitting the feels.
Yeah. Well, in all fairness, I can't remember last time I called operator or anything.
Yeah.
However, in this town, if you need information about health stuff, you got 211.
Ooh.
211 will get you anything you need. And matter of fact, Health Council will join us at 8 o'clock hour. They'll probably tell you about 211.
Look at that segue king. Oh.
Now let's go eat our McDonald's food.
There you go.
All right, 7:16.
Hey, there's fruit in it.
I had fruit today.
I had my serving of fruit and
Tell
veg.
my mom I'm covered. All right, 7:16. Here's your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure is moving to our north, and we've got high pressure parked over our area, so the upcoming weekend looks good. Upper 50s to mid 60s across our area today. Will be a little bit gusty, especially around Roswell. Wind up to 30 miles an hour, and we should get sunshine. For the overnight, upper 20s and clear, and then we're in the low to mid 50s for the high on Saturday and sunny, back up to 60 and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 25 degrees. I told you it was a little chilly out there here in Roswell. Humidity is at 60%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. We are expected to hit the 60s today, 61 officially under sunny skies. Winds will be out of the north 5 to 10 this morning, but as Steve mentioned, breezy for this afternoon, 15 to 20 here in Roswell. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 28 degrees. West winds at around 10 to 20 miles per hour. For the weekend, cooler with these breezes. We'll be in the low 50s tomorrow. Sunny 53, Northwest winds 5 to 15. Clear tomorrow night with an overnight low of 24. Northwest winds 5 to 15. And then for you Sunday, sunny skies, 56 for a high. West winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. And looks like next week will be 50s for Monday. Still holding on to a slight chance of rain. Actually, 50%, up to 50% Monday night. Slight chance on Tuesday. But again, they'll be in the 40s on Tuesday and then 40s Wednesday, 40s. So a little cooler next week. So we'll see. All right, it is 18 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take a 2-minute commercial break. And then on the other side, real quick, I do want to mention a couple things. First off, we got a big dance tomorrow night happening at Westminster Presbyterian Church. Love to invite folks to come on out. $5 admission, and it comes with refreshments and 3 full hours of boot scooting and dancing and everything else. It's 6 to 9 p.m. tomorrow night at Westminster Presbyterian Church, 2801 West 4th Street. Come on out, and Sea Blue Springs will be doing some of the entertaining for everybody. Also dance to Cindy Richardson's 50s and 60s rock and roll and Marvin Roberts' country western music as well. So we have a fun night, 6 to 9 p.m. at Westminster Presbyterian Church, 2801 West 4th Street this Saturday, tomorrow night, 6 to 9 p.m. And then on Sunday, they're having a pro-life prayer service that all that would love to come and pray. They're going to be at Christ Church this Sunday, 7 p.m., that's located at 2200 Sycamore here in town. And it's just a prayer service. They're coming. They're asking for folks to come pray. We are in the middle of our legislative session. Our leaders are going to be making a lot of decisions over the next 60 days here. So just coming and praying for our leaders, praying for the children and everything else. It's a pro-life service. If you'd love to come and be a part of that, they'd love to have you this Sunday, 7 p.m. At Christ Church, 2200 Sycamore. So that's when to put those on your radar. All right, 7:20, quick commercial break, and then our interview with Juanita Jennings and Steve Garcia talking leadership in New Mexico. That's up next. Don't go away.
In John 13, the Bible tells the story of Jesus washing the disciples' feet. This occurred very shortly before Jesus would be crucified. He chose this crucial time to perform a servant's job for his followers. There's an interesting scripture right before he does this that reads like this: Jesus knew that his Father had put all things under his power and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal and proceeded to wash the disciples' feet. Jesus knew that God had called him back for this very purpose, to serve the world. He knew that he would shortly be back with his Father through the ultimate act of service, which was death on a cross. He also knew that he would be resurrected and go back to his Father for eternity. After washing their feet, Jesus tells them to wash one another's, to serve each other, and I think to serve the world. To be Jesus in the world so that those around you see how to belong to Jesus and experience his saving grace. Serving is one of the ways to meet our mission of knowing Jesus and making Jesus known. We invite you to come and join us in this mission.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The catfish has over 27,000 taste buds. Do you think they prefer fried or blackened? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, of course, Public Affairs Director, as always, joining us here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Juanita Jennings. And also joining us with Leadership New Mexico. We have Steve Garcia with us this morning as well.
Good morning.
Here this morning. Good morning. How are you today?
Doing great.
I forgot to ask you, are you from Albuquerque area?
Yes.
Is that where you live? Okay.
I'm born and raised in Albuquerque, yeah.
Not here. It's like, maybe, odds are pretty good. Albuquerque's a good second guess.
Good one. You're dead on it.
So, I guess probably before we kind of get into everything, maybe we should kind of give folks, all right, what exactly is Leadership New Mexico? Maybe we'll start there. Talk a little bit about the program and talk about what it targets and what its goals are.
Sure thing. So Leadership New Mexico started about 25 years ago.
Okay.
It started as a small group of leaders in around the Albuquerque area and grew out to cover the entire state.
Okay.
And what it did was it brought different leaders, C-suite representatives from the different companies, both public and private, together for network as a networking opportunity, but at the same time discuss social issues, political issues, a lot of it's economic issues, and try to get points of view from every aspect. Whether you're a red, you're a blue, you're a gray, didn't matter what political affiliation, but it brought people together. And as the program progressed, they started looking at there's different age groups with different ideas. So the program grew into 3 different programs.
Okay.
So Leadership New Mexico is covered by the first program, which is your local government leadership program.
Okay.
And those are your representatives from city, county, state government.
It's kind of like the civic side.
Correct.
Your
municipals, your education, your tax people, and there's really no specific age group for that.
Okay.
After that, we have the Connect program, which is in town today. We have our Connect group, about 23 individuals from all over the state.
Okay.
3 of them are local from right here in Roswell.
And they've been in town all week, right?
Yeah.
One day visiting and seeing kind of what we do here in Roswell.
And that's the beauty of this program, is that we get to bring these young professionals from across the state to our community to learn about what we do here and the impact that Roswell has on the entire state. So they came in on Tuesday and they're staying through Saturday. We are taking them all around.
Good deal. So they've actually been coming through, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I just kind of want to get folks that say, so this group, they're the group that's here and kind of learning about. Okay. But talk a little bit about some of the things they're doing while they're here.
Sure. So they've been introduced to the County Economic Development Department.
Okay.
With Mike Espedy too.
Yeah, the CDC. Yeah.
And they had a really good presentation by the mayor and the city manager about Roswell's economic base, the goods and the bads. We don't hide anything in leadership because it gives these young professionals a chance to talk about it.
Sure.
Some of them may have better ideas than others. They do discuss differences. It's a completely comfortable environment to be open with each other, allowing that network capability.
Sure.
And this is the Connect group is between 30 and 40 years old. We try to stay in that realm. And then we have the next group, which is your core group. And core is 40 and above. And in our core group, just to give you an example of this year's, we have 3 mayors.
Okay.
We have a few CEOs. We have a lot of your C-suite representatives, like your CFOs, your CAOs or CEOs from different
people that have really been leaders in our communities for many years.
That's correct. And they bring a lot of good information, a lot of times a lot of good influence, so that they can exchange ideas. And they cover everything from, cannabis is a big issue right now, and how it either is or isn't benefiting, what's working on the tax piece of it. They're talking a lot about the oil and gas. As you know, it's a huge topic because the state has this great surplus, and it's good to hear about from this core group right now where it's best spent. And as you know what's going on right now in Santa Fe, they're trying to figure that out.
And there's a lot of money, and they're trying to figure out what to do with it all.
I would love to be able to fly there on the wall there.
It's going to be hot and heavy for the next 2 months there. Everyone's got ideas.
So, and that's the beauty of Leadership New Mexico, no matter if it's the local government group, the Connect, or the core group.
Sure.
They can share those ideas because somebody has a great idea. And I had a general tell me, I'm retired from the military. He said, Steve, remember, not every great idea is a good idea.
Sure.
People have these grandiose ideas, and a lot of that's what's going on in Santa Fe.
Yeah. There's
good ideas, things that people need to stick to.
Well, can I, and this is, I'm going to get a little philosophical, but I'm kind of, is over the years, this group here, and we look at Leadership New Mexico, and you look at the world we live in now, and politically, I'm 50 years old, or almost 50 here, and in my 50 years on this earth, this feels like the most politically divisive we've seen in our community.
Absolutely.
And things.
I agree.
And here's the thing I get, and this is where I think things like Leadership New Mexico are important, because at the end of the day, despite the deep differences, I think we're all wanting the same thing.
Absolutely.
We're all speaking the same thing. We just don't agree on exactly what that is. And I think what our problem is we feel like we're in a world where, like, you have to line up on this side and agree with this, this, and this. And if you don't agree with anything in this and this, then we got a problem. And the same thing on this side here. And what reality is, there's probably, all of us think, there's a couple ideas over here that are pretty good. A couple of ideas over here are pretty good. I hate this idea and I hate this idea, but that's good. Sure. And it's good. And we need that back. And I think this is where Leadership New Mexico and entities like it have to kind of step the next level up to remind our divisive parties to say, hey, you got a job and you're not doing it. You're dividing, not uniting. We need to, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Yeah. This is where I feel like this is where we need, like, Leadership New Mexico and Leadership Roswell and Leadership Santa Fe and everybody else to step up and do the same thing.
So that's the beauty of what you just said.
Yeah.
They have these local leadership groups. And a lot of times it's your realtors and your bankers and your small business owners and your local city government officials that come together, and they can exchange it without hostility.
Right.
And that's what we're feeling today. I think we all have the same ideas, but because the big media has said you're either red or you're blue.
Sure.
But we all have great ideas.
Yes.
And New Mexico is a small place. We've got a hidden gem in a lot of the resources that we have. What's the best way to use them? And I think Leadership in Mexico is a perfect opportunity to bring from every sector, the private and the public sector, together. Some of those ideas are going to come out and they're going to take those to their leaders.
Sure.
That's Connect, especially because they're in my opinion, they're the ground troops of these wonderful enterprises. So they're going to take these back to their CEOs, to their executives, and share what they've learned.
Well, and I think, and this is probably discussions, at all three levels within New Mexico they're talking about is how do we make that, because at the end of the day, we got to be fiscally smart about things and, make sure the money's there and we have enough for everybody and it's there for the next generation of people here. But at the same time, we also need to understand that not all of us have the same, values and things, some, family may be important to you, family may be less important, but guess what? You both have that right to feel and live that way. Right. And we just got to find that way to say, hey, look, we can all agree on these smart things, and while at the same time, allow the freedom of people to live how they choose, choose how what decisions they make for their lives and what's best for them, and that's the discussion I think like groups like Leadership Roswell need to have and need to get that word out and say, wait a minute, why are we all put in these boxes like you're saying, and we have to live in these boxes, and if we can just for a second let our guards down and not ready to go to war over it and say, hey, that's a good idea over there. How can we take some of what you're doing and I think that's why we need Leadership New Mexico to kind of remind,
it's
to
a
bind,
bridging.
Yes,
to
and even to call out the shenanigans when you have the extreme crazy talk on either side. And you say, "I reel that in. Come on now." That's where I think that to me that seems like the greatest need or asset for something like a leadership problem.
It's gaining momentum, which is wonderful. COVID put a hit on everybody because of the social thing. And Leadership in Mexico is all about face-to-face interaction.
That really put a damper.
Doing leadership engagements on Zoom really bummed people out. So we're past that. But I want Juanita to talk about the city leaders here in Roswell and their interest in Leadership New Mexico, because it hits just on what you just said. They know the influence that these people have and where they're going to go back to. And your mayor has has a particular interest.
And everybody that's lived in Roswell, we've experienced just exactly what we've been talking about here over the last couple of years with elections. And as long as there's been elections, that's been going on. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, it's great. So, as we prepare for people coming into our community, we always like to have the mayor welcome them. And he was so interested and open and welcoming. He came to them, talk to them for a good 20 minutes on their first day.
That's a lot because our mayor's not a wordy guy. He's kind of a simple to the point kind of dude. So to get him to talk for 20 minutes straight, it's
pretty amazing.
Pretty impressive.
It was great. And our participants in the program had really great questions. And I think the beauty, this is one of the gems that we have here, is that he's been around the block, right? He's 40 years in all different levels.
Sure.
And to be able to share that with this young group of audience that we have, it was wonderful. So he came out on Tuesday, welcomed them at the visitor center. We took them to the UFO museum. Had let them kind of walk around there, and then from there we kind of went yesterday. We talked at the university and did a tour of our aviation industry. We heard from a counselor. We heard from EDC, talked a little bit about the judicial system and city, county government, and again, just that wealth of knowledge and the support that we get from these local leaders. Like, there are a lot of alumni. That was the beauty of it. So Tuesday night, we had a really great reception at Pioneer Bank for the community to come out and meet these young professionals to talk about what we do here in Roswell, and hopefully they share it, with their community organizers and their leaders, and then they bring their families. That's the part of my hat and the role, is they're going to bring their families back to visit our great community because they didn't get to see everything. Today, they're learning about leadership styles and development. We have a gentleman, Phil Bryson, come in and really work with the leaders. They're going to talk about their leadership legacy, what they've learned, and we're going to talk a little bit more about art and culture of our community at the Roswell Museum.
Oh, nice.
And then we'll have another reception tonight. And then tomorrow, we're going to be at New Mexico Military Institute and really talk about that gem that we have
Speaking
here.
of leadership.
The future leaders, right?
Yeah, that's a factory of them right there.
Yes. And then, like Steve was talking about, there's those hot topics. Well, here we are in Roswell, and we have a cannabis production company right here. And so they have been so gracious to allow us to bring our participants over there to learn more about it. And then we're going to have a moderated discussion, because in the group, there are some that are for it and some that are against it. And these are the young professionals and the leaders that are going to be those CEOs, those executives someday. And it's really great to have that dialogue of, what is important to New Mexico, and they are that change agent.
And I would imagine too, just because the way how the state decided to kind of handle legalization of cannabis, and they kind of left it up to the municipalities to say, all right, you figure out rules.
City ordinance, you write it.
You figure it out. And so, which, great freedom, I guess, but it makes a lot of muddy waters here. And so now more than ever, I imagine there's a lot where leadership in Mexico is involved in that networking. It's like, okay, how are they doing it in Roswell versus how they're doing it in Ruidoso or in Taos or whatever, that's hugely important. I imagine, and I'm not trying to toot horns or anything here, but from what I understand, the city of Roswell's actually kind of been one of the forefronts on the how to do cannabis in, how to, meet within the guidelines the state's given us, but at the same time, not offend anybody and do it and so from, everything I'm understanding, Roswell's kind of been one of those communities that people look to see how they're doing it, and others have followed suit. So I imagine and then I imagine too, there's people coming in and saying, I love what you're doing here, and then probably talking to Kevin or something, say, but up here we do this and switch, and so it's a chance to tweak and to kind of on particularly issues like this where there's a lot of gray area, kind of put everyone on the same page, kind of stuff. So I imagine it's pretty important for stuff like that.
It's huge, and it was first introduced in 2019 is when the governor had her panel out exploring cannabis, and they actually came to my class. I was a core class of 2020 in Leadership Mexico. But it was more informational at the time, and we're trying to get cities and counties and constituents to at least just vote it in as recreational. We'll come up with the rules later.
Gotcha.
Well, here's later.
Later.
We are now later.
Yeah.
It passed. It got the vote finally in 2021, I believe, and so now here we are.
And it was rough to start, but I think I know here in Roswell it's pretty smooth out. I'm guessing other parts of the state are probably in the same boat as we are on that one. So.
And the best part about it is listening to both sides because that's what we have in leadership.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you what was very strategic about bringing Connect here and going straight to the UFO museum.
Mm-hmm.
When we got here, let's get that out of the way because everybody associates Roswell with the UFO.
Yeah.
Well, let's go show it to you. Let's
Yeah.
go show you the museum.
Yes.
Let you read some. Get out of your system because we've got some big issues to focus
Well, that's
on.
kind of
That's what
our,
we're
on the
having.
tourism side, they kind of like come for the alien, stay for the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
here and all the
That's
other
what they
history.
did. They planned this thing perfectly.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Like, yes, I love aliens. You know, I'm going to talk about those aliens all day long to
Sure.
get people to come here. But I also have to show them everything else in this community
Sure.
that I am super passionate about. So we're going to the Anderson Museum. We're going to talk about arts. We're going to talk about agriculture. You know, agriculture is big here. Normally we go and do a tour at a dairy and how to, from farm to table. And we have that land and those opportunities here. And a lot of people, some of the people in our participation, they've never been to Roswell before.
It's
and so
interesting.
this is
Been here all
their
their lives in New Mexico.
Never
all
come
their
and
lives.
seen the Roswell.
Mexicans never been here. First time. So again, that's where I get energized and what I get to do in
Like
my
the check that
job.
you're missing out. Yeah.
To bring. We were last night. Wonderful program at the Historical Society.
Fantastic.
Amy did such a great job for,
Yeah, they're great over there.
our group and the history and did you know that we have a World Series organization from the 1950s?
The Lions Hondo. Yeah.
Huge, great. Just those little fun facts that I get to share with these group of people, and of course, they're spending money. They're staying in hotels for 5 nights. They're buying food from these local restaurants because we got to feed them breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so again, it all kind of goes.
And then we
full
tell
circle.
them come back when you're not doing work and come spend the weekend and vacation here.
Because we show them just enough to where they want a little bit more.
Come out to Bottomless Lakes or Bitter
Yes.
Lake or one of these and check that out. I would also, and this is kind of a question for you. It's kind of because Roswell, we know we're a unique little town. I mean, like Juanita said, the aliens were internationally known. I mean, you could arguably go to anywhere in the globe, and you're going to find people that have heard of Roswell, New Mexico. But we're a town of 50,000, roughly. Since we've been fighting that for years, but we'll just say 50,000 just for neat and tidiness reasons. We're a town of 50,000, but we're a small town, but we have the issues and uniqueness of a larger town. Like, because we are a destination town, when it comes to Roswell, we're kind of that gateway for Southeast, and people come from Artesia, Carlsbad, even Ruidoso to come shop and do stuff here. And certainly with an airport that we have and the college and we're kind of a city with large city amenities, but small town feel. And so it's kind of a unique. So I imagine as Leadership New Mexico, Roswell's kind of a unique thing to watch as opposed to other communities in New Mexico. Is that because we got a lot of similarities, but there's a weird uniqueness to our community? Or am I wrong?
No.
Am I saying Farmington's just like the Roswell here, or am I off on that?
Oh, no, you hit it straight on because think about Roswell is just north of the Permian Basin, where if you want to take your family to Carlsbad Caverns, you can't find a hotel.
Sure.
Or you can't afford a hotel. So why not just stay in Roswell? And then we'll drive down there, visit, come back, because it's more affordable right here. So you're in a perfect position to feed those who are interested in what's happening down in the more southeast.
Sure.
Of Mexico, to include high school sports.
Sure.
Sports. Roswell is very notorious for high school sports because, and the mayor will tell you, get Albuquerque to come here because we go there.
Yeah.
But you go there and kick our butts. I had the privilege of playing in the Wool Bowl in 1984, and we got our butt kicked.
You get a little farther north in the Rio Rancho. Those teams, they come to play.
In the four corners, but
Cleveland Rio Rancho don't mess around.
I loved hearing the mayor's passion about the agriculture and the start of the wool warehouse and things people didn't know how big that industry was. The White family.
Sure.
I mean, that's legacy that nobody knew about. But now I'm hoping these people will take back. I know I will. My father-in-law retired as the state historian. I'm going to ask him about what he knows of this because it's the history, the lineage. I know a lot about NAMI because I'm retired from the National Guard.
Okay.
And we had tons of our the current Adjutant General of New Mexico, General Aguilar, is a NAMI graduate.
Yes, he is.
So there's a lot of connections all over this town, And I got to spend a lot of time here because as a native New Mexican and National Guardsmen. Roswell is one of our strongest.
Yeah, we have we have a great armory here.
They've we talked about this a little bit. They've been identified as a key security spot.
Okay.
Right, for national security.
Okay, in the bigger picture thing.
Of course, and it's because you have that beautiful runway. You have a lot of opportunities for things to happen here that most other cities don't.
Well, and that's the other thing too. And I don't know if y'all get to do any of that, but with the Walker Aviation Museum down at the airport there, and that history of the role that this community served during World War II and the Cold War and all that a lot of people don't realize that side of this history too. Right. And it's like, odds are pretty good if you were a B-17 crewman in World War II, you spent some time in Roswell on
Walker,
training.
right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And
absolutely.
So it's part of that lexicon, just like what you're saying here. So we do have a great thing, and it's great for us to find new and unique ways to present it to the world, and do it that way. So how much longer are you guys in town for?
Till Saturday.
Till Saturday.
Till Saturday. So we have a full schedule today, tomorrow, and then half day on Saturday.
Okay.
Or exit on Saturday.
Good deal. What's a couple of the places you're going to hit them over the next couple of days here?
So today we're at the Roswell Museum.
Yes.
So we're going to do that. Tonight we're going to learn a little bit more about real estate with Bill and Sandy Davis and the impact that has on our community.
Right.
And
it's a unique one here too with Ortiz and about this.
Yes. And then tomorrow we will be at New Mexico Military Institute.
Yep.
We will be doing a tour there, letting them know all the history. We will be doing a cannabis tour at Pecos Valley Production.
Okay.
We will have.
I've never been there, but every person I know that's gone there, they're like blown away at like what they see.
Technology.
Yeah. I myself, but I know a couple people gone. They're like, it's insane what they got going on over there.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I've never been there, so I'm interested to see.
You know what I can add to that is I've learned now being a civilian for 4 years and being listening a lot about the cannabis production industry is the rules and regulations that have come down that you have to follow in the state. Like, I think they got that right.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of regulation, there's a lot of inspection, there's a lot that goes into, if you don't support the recreational, well, know that it is safe. And they do get fined heavily if they're cutting corners because they can't.
Sure.
They have to be, so this cannabis industry, this place we're going tomorrow, you'll see just how strict they have to follow guidelines in order to produce.
I would imagine it's the same style of strictness for alcohol, if they're distilling alcohol.
Labeling has to be right on. It cannot be deceiving in any way.
And that's really and to be honest, we can talk philosophically about drugs and weed and all that and good, bad, and different, but at the end of the day,
it's here.
It's here. And at this point, and the studies are there. If and this is my opinion and no one else's, if you're okay with people going and buying a 6-pack of beer and watching the football game and doing that, to be honest, going to the cannabis store and buying a joint or what food or whatever they're into, and going home and doing the same thing is really not that different, to be honest, to me. But I know different people have different opinions, and you're all allowed to do that. But that's the way of the world, and you're going to have to be aware of that. And and I always say this: wait till the feds make it legal, and then you're going to see crazy, because then you're going to see guys like Budweiser and all the ones. Because the big problem, and if I'm wrong on this, throw it out there, the big problem is because it's not federal, you can't cross state lines with this stuff.
That's correct.
And the banking's screwed up. So really, it's a bunch of like Pecos Valley Pharmaceutical. They're kind of setting up as kind of, just to put people on a term they understand, like the McDonald's of cannabis for New Mexico. When the feds finally say, all right, it's legal, you're going to have the Pecos Valley Pharmaceuticals of all 50 states going, and then you're going to get guys like Marlboro and Budweiser and the big guns in there doing the same thing.
Sure.
And then you're gonna walk into 7-Eleven and everything else and see it just like.
And I think that's the holdback from the federal.
Yeah. Because once that happens, that's what's going to happen, and it's going to turn, and it's going to happen, whether it happens next year, 10 years, or whenever. It's going to happen.
Sure.
It's just a matter of time. So you're going to have to get on board with it at some point here. So I do want to ask one more question.
Yeah.
If folks are listening and they're saying, dude, I want to get involved in Leadership New Mexico, what's prerequisites? How do they get started? What are the requirements? What can someone do to get more involved? Either attending the next session or getting involved in one of the different tiers of leadership in New Mexico.
If you're here in the southeast area, here's your number one connection.
Gotcha.
Yes. So we are currently taking applications for the local government program that will begin in March.
Okay.
So local government, again, includes anybody in the school system, school districts, county, municipal government, anybody like that. And it really focuses on the issues of what they do.
Gotcha.
School, county, municipality.
Gotcha.
Really hone in and focus on those things, have really great dialogue. They spend 2 sessions, one in Albuquerque and one in Santa Fe.
Okay.
That will start in March. So we're taking applications for that. And then the next group, which is both the Connect and the Core, those applications are due in May.
Okay.
And so the Core class, they actually have 6 sessions, again, taking them around the state so that they can learn what's happening in those communities.
Gotcha.
Those, again, due by the end of May. You do have to be in a leadership position or have some kind of traits.
So if you're obviously a government official
Yes.
or
Mayor,
a CEO
council,
or a
CEO,
business owner,
yes,
something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And then for Connect,
President of a college or something, you know.
yes. Actually, Dr. Powell is an alumni.
Dr. Powell is a class member of mine.
Yes,
from 2020.
And then the Connect program, which is the 40 and under young professionals from the age of 30 to 40 years old, they are the cream of the crop of their organizations,
Gotcha.
right? It's a little bit of a hard process to be selected. They do have to have a nomination letter and some recommendations,
Sure.
be actively involved in their community. But also the consideration of Leadership New Mexico is maybe it's that young professional that is right on the cusp and they need to learn some leadership skills,
Sure.
right? And they need to connect with other like-minded individuals that they can learn from and make that relationship. And so they take that into consideration.
Sure.
And so again, applications, you can also go to their website, leadershipnewmexico.org.
Okay.
And if not, please contact me. I'm more than happy to.
Yeah, just head on to City Hall and they'll be happy to answer those questions.
Absolutely.
And I'm guessing, like you said, talking about some of the requirements of being this is by design because
It is.
at the end of the day, you want to get people that are invested in the community, not people that are trying to check a box.
Correct.
Or have a personal desire and a growth.
Like using it as a
right.
Using it as a stepping stone to do better things, not as a stepping stone to say, okay, I'm trying to go from VP to P.
Right.
Putting some of this in my Leadership New Mexico in my background makes me look a lot more appealing. If that's what you're trying to do, they don't want you. They want people that are going to get involved, get active, and care, and get their hands a little dirty and get in the mud and let's fix these problems.
It's all leadership. It's all development. Right? It's developing your skills as a leader.
Yeah, absolutely.
Makes you better in your workplace. And it makes you and your business known in the community as
absolutely. Well, this is the kind of stuff that sets the table for the growth and what's best for our state, our communities, and sets the table for the next generation to pass that baton to keep going on. It's that's why you guys have the 3 tiers.
That's
I'm guessing you got the emeritus, the elders, so to speak, that are kind of saying, good job, guys, but you might want to look at this.
Yes.
And don't forget, this is going to happen. You got to have a plan for that. And then you got the young bucks saying, yeah, we got this. This is the new way. We got it. And then they mind that meld together, and they combine some new with old, and that's how it works.
Absolutely.
Then you got the young people that are kind of throwing their ideas, but learning at the same time and kind of soaking more than giving. So.
Yes, absolutely.
But please look and check it out if there's something that interests you. I imagine if someone's, especially if they're young people that are looking to pursue careers in whether it's as a public servant or as a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, start researching this, start learning, using the tools available to you. So who knows? So when you are, CEO in the Forbes magazine, we're all like, oh yeah, the guy from Roswell.
Right.
There's plenty of them.
Yeah. Juanita, is there anything city announcements? Anything we want to make sure while we got you here?
Sure. Yeah. Just one last thing. I just really again want to thank the citizens of Roswell and our local business partners for allowing these people to come into our community and feel welcomed and supporting this organization and just again supporting the tourism industry for this is what we do, and so we're glad to have them here. So thank you to all of our local businesses and sponsors. So
and we will be back.
Yes,
I'm not going to put you on the
be
spot.
back.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Favorite thing you've eaten so far since you've been here? Just curious. Any place you kind of got you like, oh dang, I got to make a note of that. Any restaurants or anything you hit up while you've been here?
I took him to Stellar this morning.
Oh.
I tell you what, that coffee, I told her, there's Starbucks everywhere, but Stellar's fantastic.
Yeah, they're great because they also do a lot of with the community, like it's that local business thing, and so they're letting groups meet in there and do all kind of stuff, and so it's a great little downtown hangout.
I am very partial though, since I've been in the National Guard. We always tend when we come to TDY, got to go to the Cattle Baron. Gotta hit the salad bar and hit that nice piece of meat.
Can't go wrong with steak.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
You can't be in a bad mood when you're eating steak. It's just impossible.
That's right.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Welcome.
Thank you.
And enjoy your last few days here.
Absolutely.
And anytime you and your organization are in town, look us up. We'd love to have you. Give us an update, talk, and just plug away for the next generation to be a part of it here too. And like I said, if if anybody's listening, have any questions about Leadership New Mexico, just get a hold of Juanita here locally, and she'll be happy to put you in touch with who you need to, or get your application or whatever you have, she can help you with.
Yes.
So good deal. And of course, don't forget, if you're looking for things to do in the city, don't forget RoswellConnect.com. That's your website for all fun things in the city.
Yes.
I mean, there's fun things at the regular website too, but if you want to go like to the aquatic center, to the zoo, you can get your passes and do all that through there. Sign up for your the different fall leagues and winter leagues for sports and things now.
We didn't cover that, but I will be back because we have a new program coming out that's going to be really seamless for everybody to get connected with the zoo, the museum, the golf course, and all of that. So
nice.
I'll be sharing more in the coming week.
All right, very good. And of course, if you want to do city government related stuff, roswell-nm.gov. You can pay your water bill. You ask questions of your city councilor, whatever you need. That's where you're going to find all.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys. Well, I'm sure you got the next 20 things to go check out.
Yes.
We'll let you go do it. And hopefully the weather cooperates while you're here. I think we're going to be good. Now the wind's down, so I think it'll be better.
Yeah, they got cold. I got a little breezy.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, and we're not as well equipped as they are up north to deal with colder weather. So, all right, 8:50.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Roswell Police, often criticized for not being transparent enough, is now facing scrutiny for being too transparent. RPD now in the middle of an investigation into the killing of a knife-wielding man in front of a home on January 6th. Earlier this week, RPD released 2 videos showing the killing. Both videos completely unedited. Nicholas Acosta's family released a statement this week saying their trauma and grief is now compounded because they had no idea that the video was going public. Prosecutors say a failed GOP candidate accused of orchestrating a series of drive-by shootings at the homes of Democratic elected officials in New Mexico's largest city is a danger to the community and should be detained pending trial. They filed a motion Wednesday asking that Solomon Pena be held without bond. He appeared via video shackled for an initial court hearing, as a judge explained he would remain in custody pending a detention hearing scheduled for next month. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
If you've shared your Netflix password with someone outside your home, the free ride is over. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by NetSuite, the #1 cloud financial system. Get a one-of-a-kind financing program at netsuite.com/Kim. There's no telling how many watch Netflix for free on a shared password. Until now, Netflix didn't care. But Netflix is a victim of its own success. It poured billions into high-quality original movies and series, which forced Apple Plus, Amazon Prime, Paramount Plus, HBO Max, Disney Plus, and all the others to do the same. The result? Streaming wars, followed by consumer overload. Nobody can afford all the services. Netflix has suffered the deepest subscriber cancellations ever. Their only hope? Monetize every viewer. No more password sharing. Everyone has to pay, effective this year. How they're going to do it, they haven't said, and they probably don't even know yet. The internet is a very dangerous place. Be tech aware and get my longer daily podcast called Kim Commando today. Hey friends, if you're 55 and up and you've been looking for a wireless plan that's custom made to fit your life, look no further than T-Mobile. With their exclusive 55-plus rate plans, you save 50% versus both AT&T and Verizon's unlimited plans. Get 2 lines for $27.50 a line with AutoPay. And you'll know that T-Mobile won't raise your rate for talk, text, or data ever, thanks to the T-Mobile Price Lock Guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Get 2 lines of unlimited on T-Mobile's network for $27.50 a line with AutoPay, with Price Lock included. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 or call 1-800-T-Mobile to switch today.
plus taxes and fees. Without autopay, $5 more per line. Price lock exclusions like taxes, fees, promos, and third-party services apply. Qualifying service required. Customers on this plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using over 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video typically streams in SD. See T-Mobile.com for details.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure is moving to our north, and we've got high pressure parked over our area, so the upcoming weekend looks good. Upper 50s to mid 60s across our area today. Will be a little bit gusty, especially around Roswell. Wind up to 30 miles an hour, and we should get sunshine. For the overnight, upper 20s and clear, and then we're in the low to mid 50s for the high on Saturday and sunny, back up to 60 and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. I got some scores to pass along from last night. The Dexter girls whoop up on Elida 55-25, and the Dexter boys, though, fall last night to Elida by a score of 55-48. Also last night, NMMI loses at home to Portales 71-48. As far as the schedule, you've got games tonight. Hagerman playing at Jal in a boys-girls doubleheader, and Gateway Christian also in a boys-girls doubleheader at home against Floyd. Saturday, the Goddard boys at 8-10 will visit Santa Teresa, which is 5-12 overall. Also on Saturday, it'll be the Roswell Coyotes at home against Portales. That's a 4:30 start, and the Goddard Rockets, Lady Rockets at home against Santa Teresa. That starts at 6:30. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
When Rhonda was experiencing severe abdominal pain, she knew she could count on Artesia General Hospital's emergency department to provide critical care any time of day or night.
I didn't think twice about driving the 45 minutes from my home to Artesia's ER. I felt like I was their only patient. Excellent care from everyone, and I'm thankful beyond measure.
Each year, thousands of patients trust Artesia General Hospital with their health emergency. With specialty certifications in advanced adult and pediatric life support and trauma care, their emergency room physicians have the experience you need when every second counts. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Learn more at artesiageneral.com/emergency.
Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
President Biden says he has no regrets over the classified documents found in a former office of his and in the garage of his home in Wilmington, Delaware. He says the papers were simply filed in the wrong place. A Supreme Court mystery remains just that.
In a statement, the court notes it's been conducting a rigorous investigation into the May leak of the draft opinion on Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization. The statement calls the leak one of the worst breaches of trust in the court's history. It also says the integrity of the court's judicial proceedings depend on the privacy afforded justices as they deliberate with one another. Despite a thorough analysis of the forensic evidence and interviews with some 100 employees, the court says it has yet to pinpoint a suspect. The investigation is ongoing. Bob Agnew reporting.
The 50th annual March for Life will step off in a couple of hours in Washington, D.C.
For the last half-century, pro-life Americans have gathered in the nation's capital on behalf of the unborn. And this year's march is the first since the Supreme Court struck down the Roe v. Wade decision legalizing abortion nationwide. March for Life President Jeannie Mancini describes the High Court's ruling as a massive victory for the pro-life movement, but says the battle to build a culture of life is far from over. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Kristen Hawkins, president of Students for Life in America, says that her group has a number of specific goals it is committed to pursuing.
We're going to be strategizing where next do we engage in our communities to educate Americans of the dangers of abortion, specifically chemical abortion.
Word this morning of more big job cuts in big tech. Google's parent company Alphabet planning to lay off 12,000 employees worldwide. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is down 65 points and NASDAQ is up 78. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
A couple of lawmakers spent the night inside Lebanon's parliament building protesting the government's failure to elect a new president yet again.
2 MPs stayed overnight in parliament while 3 others have now joined them in their sit-in. They're responding to the 11th failed effort on Thursday to break the deadlock over electing a new president. The standoff has lasted since Michel Aoun's term ended in October. It's once again revealed the seemingly unhealable rifts between factions that have dominated Lebanese politics for decades. 13 independent MPs were able to win seats last year, but have so far been unable to have much impact. This sit-in is their attempt to make their voices finally heard.
That's a BBC's Sebastian Usher. A fire has consumed about 60 homes in a densely packed neighborhood surrounded by some of the wealthiest streets of South Korea's capital, Seoul. No deaths or injuries. News and analysis, townhall.com. Entrepreneurs have launched a life-saving business in one embattled Ukrainian city.
Increased Russian attacks have increased demand for private underground shelters. Project Skov is making self-contained units with full amenities: kitchen, stove, bathroom, and shower. Project founder Alexei Suslin says the shelter has an armored door. If there is an occupation, the door is one that needs to be blown up with explosives. Otherwise, the intruder will not be able to get in. Skova is shelter in English. Suslin says the idea came to him in the summer because they were afraid in Kharkiv. There was still such a difficult situation, shelling and shelling. So I thought, what do I need to do to have my family with me? And we decided to make such shelters. I'm Ed Donahue.
Defense chiefs gathering in Germany, hammering out future military aid to Ukraine amid ongoing dissent over who will provide the battle tanks the Ukrainians say they badly need. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The traveler said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Buenos Friday.
See.
Happy McDonald's Friday.
Welcome to it.
We are all in a good mood because we ate a blueberry cream pie.
It's so good. Dude, that was such a good pie.
It was darn tasty. Enough to where I wanted a whole pie.
I'm saying,
I only had a third of the pie.
I'm going to maybe hit McDonald's after this, you know?
Yeah. Can you get pie anytime? I mean, obviously we do, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
Can people get pie anytime?
It's a very like hoity-toity thing. Can I just get pie anytime? Ring a bell. Oh, pie boy.
Honestly, I'm surprised they got it so early.
Me too.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they usually don't have it ready until maybe 8 o'clock.
But it's got blueberries.
Yeah, it feels very breakfasty.
It's just a muffin with
It's just a muffin. It's just a wet muffin.
It identifies as a blueberry muffin.
Its pronouns are flaky and crusty.
And any reason for the Richard Nixon thing earlier?
I was just trying to think of a different way to spin it.
Just being original.
There you go.
So, but thank you to McDonald's.
Yes, indeed.
And we do appreciate. Visit any of your local McDonald's. Download the app. Take advantage of the deals, the points, the app. Like Sean's a little point low right now, but he will rebuild and he will come back stronger.
I will. Exactly. We're in a rebuilding season right now.
That's right. He's on a rebuilding season, but he'll be back.
But boy, do they come through in a pinch! I'm telling you, when the chips were down, as they say.
Yeah.
I was able to get my kid a Happy Meal, complete with the Bowser toy and everything.
Nice.
Yeah. Here's the thing.
And the kid's quiet in his world.
This is kind of this is curious in the app. You can order the hamburger Happy Meal, the 4-piece chicken nugget Happy Meal, or the 6-piece chicken nugget Happy Meal. Those 3 choices.
Okay.
No cheeseburger. Although you can add cheese. You can add cheese to the hamburger.
Okay.
So it's there. But when presented the option of a 4-piece McNugget Happy Meal and a 6-piece McNugget Happy Meal, who in their right minds chooses a 4-piece McNugget Happy Meal?
Probably a kid that only eats.
Even if you're giving kids 4 nuggets, you're not going to keep those 2 nuggets for yourself.
Yeah, dads people. And, mom and dads would eat the other nuggets.
I will intentionally get the sauce, my sauce, hot mustard, just for those extra 2 nuggets. I'll give him the 4 and his ketchup because he doesn't like barbecue sauce.
Right.
I'll keep my 2 and have a whole sauce tub for each nugget.
Sauce tub.
That's when you can get crazy with it.
Speaking of sauce tubs, I got a couple spares right here if you need it.
Brother, can you spare a sauce tub?
And it's, of course, my flavor combo when I ever get nuggets.
Sweet and sour and hot mustard.
That's my go-to every single time I get nuggets right there. Hot mustard, sweet and sour. And
I'm gonna tell you,
I conversely dip back and forth.
Call it like an Underdog Super Energy pill, but I keep a packet of hot mustard in my car.
Do you?
At random times, I'll just crack that bad boy open and just slurp on it a little bit, you know? It's a pick-me-up throughout the day. I'm telling you, it's great.
And it's good with croutons.
You can put this stuff on anything.
I like to dip croutons in it.
I wish they'd bring the Szechuan sauce back more regularly. Because that's.
I'll be honest with you.
That was unironically a good sauce.
It wasn't that good. It was okay.
I never tried it.
But I'll tell you what they say. Well, here's what they say you do. If you take
I'm just saying, like once a season.
I think they say if you take the sweet and sour sauce and combine it with, I want to say the buffalo, maybe, or maybe it was the hot mustard. I'm not sure. One of those. You combine.
Maybe
those,
I'm only Szechuaning it already.
You combine those 2, and you're pretty close.
Are you saying the Szechuan sauce is actually a mixture of the excess sweet and sour and spicy mustard sauce?
Pretty much. Yeah, it's an amalgamation.
Well,
and they're just getting rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, then just do my move, Roy, and just get one of each like I do every day. Not every day, but every time I get chicken nuggets. But when I get
it's
chicken
3
nuggets,
o'clock. I gotta go to McDonald's.
I need my nuggets. But that's my go-to every day. Once in a while, I'll get a wild hair and add a third one in there, a barbecue or just whatever strikes my fancy. You know, sometimes I'll get like when they had Big Mac sauce. I was like, all right, well, I'll try that one. Or when they have like you said, Szechuan or something. I never did try the Szechuan, but I've tried. Or
I'll say this for a minute there. They had
they had the spicy nugget sauce. What was that stuff called? That was good too.
That was real good. That was it was really spicy too.
I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, it was good.
I think we still have one.
Do we?
I think so.
All right, we need to find something to dip that in.
I'm saying.
But you don't have to go rummaging through your old ketchup packets. Swing on by McDonald's right now. Get you hooked up for breakfast. And don't forget to download the app because
absolutely,
it's
absolutely,
it is your friend. So, and big thank you to McDonald's for sponsoring and for a limited time, the blueberry cream pie now available at your local McDonald's.
Get it while it's hot.
Yeah,
at least one in Roswell.
Yeah,
at least the one downtown here. We got it there. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit, and then we got the folks from the Health Council joining us. Who's with Joanne? Do you?
Her name is Marissa Mesa.
Okay, good deal. I will write that down so I know that when she's Marissa Mesa.
Yes.
All right, very good. So they're going to join us here from the Chaves County Health Council.
I wish Sean didn't leave because then I was going to talk about something with him in the room.
Well, next hour we can do it.
Yeah.
When he comes in for the next hour. But Joanne and Marissa will join us here in just a bit from the Chaves County Health Council. We'll get an update from them. Later on, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety and also your Wall Street business update and commercials and local news and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. A couple events I want to mention to you. Tomorrow night, they're having a big dance out at Westminster Presbyterian Church, 6 to 9 p.m. Admission is just $5. Cibolo Springs will be performing. Also dance to Cindy Richardson's 50s and 60s rock and roll and Marvin Roberts' country western. They're going to have lots of refreshments so you don't leave hungry. And, of course, plenty of opportunities to burn off some calories and dance the night away, enjoy some food. So come bring a date or come stag and find one while you're there. Tomorrow night, Westminster Presbyterian Church, 2801 West 4th Street, 6 to 9 p.m. tomorrow night. And then Sunday, they're having a pro-life prayer service. Sunday evening, 7 p.m. at Christ Church, 2200 Sycamore, with the legislative session now underway. And with they just want to come in prayer. Come in prayer, pray for our leaders, pray for them to make the right decisions, pray for our children, and it's just a peaceful prayer service. Sunday, 7 p.m. at Christ Church, 2200 Sycamore, pro-life prayer service. All are invited to participate in that, too. All right, it is 13 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure is moving to our north, and we've got high pressure parked over our area, so the upcoming weekend looks good. Upper 50s to mid 60s across our area today. Will be a little bit gusty, especially around Roswell. Wind up to 30 miles an hour, and we should get sunshine. For the overnight, upper 20s and clear, and then we're in the low to mid 50s for the high on Saturday and sunny, back up to 60 and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 29 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 54%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 3 miles per hour. Sunny skies today and 61 for a high. Winds this morning out of the north 5 to 10. They're going to pick up 15 to 20 this afternoon, so a little breezy. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 28 degrees. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. For your weekend, a little cooler than today. Sunny and 53 for you Saturday. Winds out of the northwest 5 to 15. Clear skies tomorrow night with an overnight low of 24 degrees and northwest winds 5 to 15. Sunday, sunny and a high of 56 with south winds 5 to 10. Monday and next week we're going to be cooler 50s in the 40s with some rain chances. It looks like a really good rain chance Monday night and then a slight chance on Tuesday. But we're going to be hanging in the upper 40s for a good hunk of next week. All right, it is 15 minutes, at least that's what they're saying right now. It is 15 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 3-minute commercial break, and then we'll have the folks from the Chaves County Health Council join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
With the hustle, bustle, and bright lights of the holidays in the rearview mirror, it's time to ease into the new year with a new car or truck from your friends at Roswell Ford. Because nobody makes car buying easier. With more than 500 pre-owned vehicles in stock and brand new units arriving all the time, finding the perfect vehicle is easy. A 3-day money-back guarantee on all pre-owned vehicles makes the decision easy. No payments for 90 days easily gives you time to put those holiday expenses behind you. And with a goal of 100% credit approval, Roswell Ford even makes financing easy, regardless of your credit situation. And we happily accept I-10s. Like I said, easy. So make some time and come see what we have for you at the Tailgate Nation. Whatever you're looking for, you can count on Roswell Ford to keep it simple and make it easy. We're waiting for you now at the corner of 9th and Main, so we're even easy to find.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
Time to reload for 2023 with LGS Guns and Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammunition is stocked up for the new year, and that means the best selection in the state just got even better. Save big on brands you know and love like Glock, Springfield, Ruger, Mossberg, Smith & Wesson, and more. Plus, huge store-wide savings on ammo, magazines, optics and knives, and pistol conversion kits 20% off. Reload for the new year with LGS Guns and Ammo. Southeastern New Mexico's authority for guns and ammo across from Target in Roswell and at lgsguns.com.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect, and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Men are 6 times more likely to be struck by lightning than women. That's because men are 6 times more likely to wear a tinfoil hat in a thunderstorm. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, let me make sure everyone's in front of the right microphones here, if I turn on the right ones here. Joining us from the Chaves County Health Council, Joanne Lopez is with us. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing great, doing great. Also with us in studio is Marissa Mesa. And then back on the phone with us is Loretta Huerta. Good morning, ladies. How's everybody doing today?
Excellent.
Doing good.
Can you hear us okay?
Good, Mike. Doing well.
Well, thanks for coming back on the show. Joanna's telling me you're heading our way, I guess today.
Yeah, she's on the road.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Well, Joanna, we'll start with you. Kind of last time we were on and we talked about what Loretta in this event, kind of give folks a little bit of background about what the event they've got planned and talking a little bit about this is kind of this affects everybody because it's really people dealing with mental health, and it's just raising awareness for we got to do something about this. And this is, but I'll let you guys kind of fill in the details.
And I'll let Loretta and Marissa go because this is really a family beginning deal. So I'll let y'all go ahead and discuss y'all's.
Yeah. So Loretta, actually, Marissa, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about what this event we're talking about, and what's it for, and then we can get into like how it started and all that. But let's give the basics first on the details of the event.
Okay. So the Road to Recovery is going to be a race on Saturday, this Saturday.
Yes.
And it's going to be just a good cause, raising awareness on mental health and finding support and resources for substance abuse, and just kind of raising the awareness for our community and New Mexico and Chaves County. And
and really gathering people to yes, we're doing the walk to raise the awareness and stuff, but also looking volunteers that maybe want to get involved with because yes, we want to raise awareness, that's important. But then once we do that, what do we do with that awareness? And that's where you guys want to take and, raise money and let's get programs and let's get things going that actually nuts and bolts help people dealing with substance abuse, mental health, any of these issues we're talking
and
about
the substance abuse, I know when I speak, I say on the Hispanic families, this and that, but it's every family, every culture, every age.
Every single person on the planet is impacted by mental health, right? I don't care who you are, where you came from. If you're living on planet Earth right now, especially in the United States, and I just got to, we're all dealing with a lot right now, and all of us could use a little help in this area. So,
and now we have also there will be organizations setting up tables there that will be handing out free giveaways as well as information on the organization that supports whether it's mental health, whether it's abuse.
These different areas that we're kind of focusing on here.
Yes.
So, but we would love to have the public come out, support, come walk, donate, obviously, and if but really we're raising awareness. If you don't have a dime, no problem. We'd still love to have you come out.
Absolutely.
And certainly, if you are a person looking for resources and things, we'd love to have you come out and join us. Maybe we can get some for you and put you in the, that's the great thing about it, not just with Marissa and Loretta, and we've got all the health council and the experts there that'll be there to kind of put you, kind of like having all the 211 services that the health council provides, like all right there at the event. That's kind of is that kind of a good comparison?
Yeah, that's a good comparison. Yeah, very good.
So, well, let's go with Loretta here.
Yes.
Kind of, I want to ask you, how did this all come to be? I know you kind of explained it to us last time, but for folks that missed that, kind of give us the grassroots. How did this road to recovery start? How did what inspired you guys to do this?
Well, it's that niece of mine that's sitting in the studio with you right now. She wanted and felt so passionate about doing something, and being recently retired educator, I thought, you know what? I've done things like this, maybe not of this scale,
sure,
but for a school, for sure, because I worked in a school, and so we did school-wide events all the time. So we started with a small team, and it became, it stayed a small family team, but then it expanded into the Health Council and DOH, reaching out to help us with resources, because one of the things we found out is that it was very difficult to find an actual number in New Mexico, in Roswell, that was here locally. So it really prompted us to look. It'll be a year on the 25th of January that my brother died of accidental overdose.
Okay. And so that ultimately, that's kind of what brought your family into this, is personal tragedy hit your family, and you're like, we're going through this. Family shouldn't have to go through this like this. We need to help others. Like, is that kind of how it started for you guys?
Absolutely right. Yes, and we thought we had time. We thought, he's here with us. He'll be moving to Albuquerque. We'll get him started again on, support and counseling, and find a job and keep working at his recovery that way. And we did not have the time.
Yeah.
It took his life, and we don't want families to feel like we do, like so helpless.
Well, and that's the thing too.
Resources.
That's the thing too, because I imagine you guys are dealing with guilt, dealing with like, we should have saw come. You know what I mean? And it's a natural reaction, but at the same time, you guys should never beat yourself up with that, because you want to help and you want to do things, but at the end of the day, people make that decision, and you can try to help, but it's just, and how many times do we see just like celebrities, people that we all think, man, they got everything going for them, and then they, they're no longer with us, and we all think, well, shoot, they had a pretty good. What's wrong? You know what I mean? Right. We don't understand, and we never will. And to be honest, we could love someone and spend every day with them, but until you live in that head, you really can't understand what's going on there.
You don't know what they're going through.
And so yes, I get that, because I mean, I've experienced that in my own family, but just for y'all's, and I'm sure you guys have probably healed and worked past this a little bit, but please understand that what happened to your family is not your fault, and I know you guys feel guilt, and it is great that you guys are turning this into a positive, but I hope for your own family and mental health that you guys understand that and deal with that. So I'm sure you guys have been told that, but you can never hear it enough, I think. So, but let's turn this into a positive. Let's come and your brother and your family, your brother, your uncle, I guess it would be in this case, in his name. Let's come out and let's help others. Let's find people that are in his simulation or situation or something similar to it, and let's see if we can prevent what happened for your family to this family, and to say, hey, let's catch, let's find help for them, and that's just it. We and this is the other part of mental health that we're right in the legislative session right now. We're getting ready to start the 60-day. They keep talking about how much money we've got to spend this time and all that. And I don't know why we as New Mexicans aren't screaming from the top of our mountain, well, put a hunk of this money into mental health research. I mean, let's get the experts to figure out exactly where to go, but if we got all this extra money and we can see this crisis going on, why aren't we not just throwing every available resource into something like this? And this is why events like this are important, because we got to remind people and remind our politicians and everybody else that, hey, you talking about all this money and you want to build these bridges to nowhere and all these great ideas you're wanting to spend this money in. Why isn't a hunk of this talking about mental health and resources and facilities for people in the state of New Mexico?
Right.
So.
Yeah. You know, and Travis County Health Council has just been approved for a grant to bring awareness mental health here in our community. And we are hiring a full-time community health worker. If anybody is interested, please call 211 and I'll get your information down.
Yeah. But so let's talk the details. So tomorrow's the event. It's at the Wool Bowl.
Yes, at 9:30.
Oh, at 9:30 for you military folks. So, what's the O stand for? Oh my God, it's early. Just kidding. But no, that's actually kind of nice. 9:30, you get to sleep in and everything else. But
you're gonna run, it'll be real nice. And
but come on out to the Wool Bowl tomorrow. Come like you said. Come and support. If you want to walk and everything, we'd love to have you. But if you're there just to kind of learn some stuff and want to, whatever it is, we want to get as many people out to the Wool Bowl beginning at 9:30 tomorrow. Come on out, help, walk, donate. Talk a little bit about like the events that are going to happen. Is there kind of a schedule that's going to take place at certain times tomorrow?
We're just gonna have booths and information out there.
Okay, so it's kind of a come and go.
Yeah, it'll be early registration. They can go to racewire.com and register there also.
Okay, you can pre-register racewire.com.
Yes.
Very good.
Or they can register the day of a little bit ahead of time.
Sure, you come out there, we'll get you set up and get you all the things you need and everything else.
And everyone that does show up, we're gonna be doing a community survey out there. You complete the community survey and your name will be entered in for some raffles for Travis County Health Council and 100%.
Some free swag.
It'll be some gift cards that will be raffled out.
If you want to get people out to things, give them food and free stuff, and they're going to show up.
That is so funny.
That's just, how do you think churches are so successful? We feed everybody.
DJ Inferno. A lot of different vendors out there, so they'll really enjoy it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Loretta, we kind of missed what you said there.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. We're to keep us pumped up and going around that humongous track, we have DJ Inferno playing some of our favorite positive motivational music.
So there is a little music to set the tone. So if there's a little extra wiggle in your hip when you're going around, because you're dancing to the jams, that's perfectly okay.
Exactly. New Year in a great way, help others, help the community, and get some awareness going, because we're here, we're doing this just to help others.
And I also think this is a great connections networking opportunity, because obviously families that go through tragedy, there's strength in numbers. That's why you hear about support groups and things like that. It's sometimes easier to cope through a situation when you're doing it with people that have kind of chewed the same dirt that you have and walked the same shoes that you have. So for me, this is also that opportunity for families like yourself to meet other families that are going through these things, and let's network, let's brainstorm, let's talk together and say, hey, let's lean on each other and figure out a way to get through this and to prevent our next generations from dealing with this kind of stuff. So that's to me, that's as important as having, yes, all the resources, that's great, but just the fact that we're together and talking about it and saying, let's
the conversation has to start.
And kind of share common ground here. And when you share common ground, you find out a lot of solutions start coming out of that. So that's why this is so great. So we'd love to have people come out, even if you're just kind of curious and like, maybe you're dealing with stuff in your family. Maybe you're at that point where you're just suspecting. You're like, something's not right with my uncle, my brother, my sister. I want some resources. I want some things I can do to help this person. Come out, and if you can bring them with you, awesome. But if they don't want to come, no biggie. Come and do your thing, and we'll see what we can do to help. But this is what this is about. It's raising awareness, but also giving people a nuts and bolts path to start doing something to fix it for themselves or for their family.
Yep. With it can be, the road to recovery can be challenging and it can be really hard. But you know, if you know that your community is supportive of it, and you have family and friends, you know, supporting you through your recovery, you know, it could be successful.
You need that support.
And I'm always one that, and this is, you know, we can talk science and all, but I've always been of the opinion that people that are dealing with substance abuse issues, they're dealing with deeper issues. The problem isn't they're addicted to alcohol or drugs or whatever. It's whatever they were doing to take the alcohol and drugs to feel better.
Yes.
And so you can get people off drugs and alcohol, but if you don't fix why they were there in the first place, the odds of them doing it again or going worse the next times. So you know, it's about learning that root, and that's why you know, I particularly love the faith-based things like that. But you know, not everybody's into that, but they generally have a better success rate because they're not just getting you off drugs or getting you off alcohol. They're giving you a point in life and a reason. They're filling the hole in the heart that you're trying to fill with the drugs or the alcohol or whatever it is. And so that's where we got to fix the problem. It's not about putting someone in a room and letting them detox. It's about getting into their head and saying, what's going on here? How can we help you navigate life?
And that's what Joanne and I were talking about too, that a lot of it also sometimes stems from, you know, childhood traumas.
Absolutely.
Or infant mental health. So that's also another thing that's being researched. And
domestic violence is all about cycles and things. People that are abusers now, odds are pretty good they were abused as kids.
Yes.
That's just the stats and how they work here. So yes, you're absolutely right. It's all circles. It's all, you know, you got it. And that's the crux of this here. It's just when you think you have it nipped in the bud, life throws you a curveball, and then you got to deal with stuff. It's just how life goes.
Very, very true.
And there's also like a quick, you know, it's just, the help is also just like 3 numbers away with the 211.
Absolutely.
If you remember no other number other than that one, remember 211.
Absolutely.
If you need to put it in your address book, put it in your address book. But
and they're there 24/7.
Yes.
You know
it's a resource hotline, and we will connect you to the resources that you need. If we don't have it, we will send an email out to the whole council.
Absolutely.
And get the information that we need.
And like if you don't like, you know, like the Department of Health. I mean, there's a lot of different divisions of that. It's and if let's face it, if you don't know what you're doing, which is 99% of us, it's daunting. You're like, I don't know what I'm doing, and the result is most people just give up. 211 can help you navigate through that. If you're needing resources through the Department of Health and you're lost in the gauntlet, that reach out to 211. That's they can kind of clear the path for you and help you at least get in touch with the people you need to be getting in touch with and all that.
Even as parents, like if you are needing help and for your children, you need to for daycare.
Absolutely.
This is just more than mental health. This is all healthcare. If you're looking for a doctor for your kids or you're new to town and you're like, hey, I'm looking for some outreach opportunities
So you're the director of
Little Steps Learning Center.
Okay. Very good. They're with Tobosa, Los Pesitos and Tobosa.
Little Steps, yeah. And the other is the Universal, or it's not Universal, is it the 988?
Oh, no,
is that for New Mexico?
Yeah, that's the New Mexico mental health line.
Yes, that's
not
Universal.
Yeah.
That is for New Mexico. It's a suicide line.
Sure.
And that is a number, if someone were to call, that we would give also.
Yeah, that is for...
if you need 911
that's more urgent type things.
More of an urgent, not just a resource you need.
But that one you can call, text, right?
Yes, call, text. You online, you can send messages that way. There's all sorts of ways. And the new grant that Chavez County Health Council has will be awareness on the 988 number big time.
So it's kind of investing that grant money into that program.
Yes.
Perfect.
And giving someone the opportunity to talk to a behavioral professional.
Yes, they're professionals. You know, like I said, 211 we will refer you there, and there's where the professional is.
Gotcha.
You know, I can't give any
and I guess like the statewide, the 988 and all, I would imagine that will even evolve into apps and things like it's this program just started in the last 6 months or whatever. It's pretty new
program.
But I'm guessing once they get more, like it'll be like, because let's face it, you know, folks younger than us, your age, our age, a little younger than us, but
we're way older
we're a little embracing, so we're more apt to dial 211 or not. But younger folks, they can whip up an app real quick and do so. So I would imagine they're going to offer it at old people levels for us to access, and for our younger, hipper people to be a little more into it.
And that's free too, right?
Yes,
Absolutely
free of charge.
Totally free, and you will. 988's amazing. I've been researching it, but I will also be attending a 3-day training on it.
Okay.
So
you can tell us a little bit more about it after that and
Once
everything.
I get that training, I can.
But in the meantime, please reach out the number, or if you don't know, 211, and they will help you with anything we're talking about. Here.
Absolutely.
So come out tomorrow. Tomorrow, beginning at 9:30. Get there. If you haven't registered yet, give out that website you can register at one more time, Joanne.
Racewire.com.
Racewire.com. Do you have to type in, look for...
Yes. So on the search engine, you could put Road to Recovery, or you can put in like your location.
Roswell or something, and it should pop right up.
Yeah, all the events will start coming up.
Okay.
But this one is Road to Recovery.
Hey, if you're looking for other events to do, just type in Roswell and see what pops up. Like, after the Road to Recovery, I can check out this. But but if you don't want to do all that, get out there. What about 9ish maybe tomorrow and pre-register and everything?
We're going to be out there about 8:30.
Okay.
Yeah.
And anyone can do it too. So if someone wants to still register to support the cause, they could do their walk, whether they want to do their own walk, like
virtually or in their hometown
in Texas,
or whatever.
We have some family that's registered in Texas,
Great.
and
Nice.
Albuquerque.
Awesome.
They're not going to be able to be here physically,
Sure.
but they're supporting the cause by registering, and then they're still
I think it's
going
great,
to
especially
do their
for
walk.
families that maybe called Roswell home or whatever, and maybe they've got some family still here, or maybe they just, you know what I mean. But yeah, if you have your out-of-towners that want to support, love to have you to come do it through virtually here.
Yeah.
And then, of course, come out. But if you can be at the event, if you're in town, local, come on out, hang out, come
you
talk
can walk,
to people.
You can skateboard, you can run, you can
All
do what
right.
you want to do.
Whatever you need to self-propel yourself.
There you go.
No motors, please. But anything with wheels or feet, you're good to go. All right. So, people still rollerblade, or is that kind of passe?
I think that's in California.
I know they roller skate now. That's come back. But rollerblading, because I can't
I've
skate
never
on
even
roller
stood
skates.
on one. I love roller skates.
Well,
I've never done roller
When I
skates.
was younger, I played ice hockey and roller hockey, so I can skate. But roller skates, I don't skate as well on because I'm used to wheels and line and blades in a line. So I like to lean, but you can't do that with a roller skate. You do that, and you fall on your butt.
I can go forward.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
I don't stop.
Yeah, and I can go down. I mastered that one. But yes, however you want to get around the track, love to get around. Self-propelled, of course.
Absolutely. Oh, and it is at the Wool Bowl. I don't think we've.
Yes, at the
mentioned
Wool
that.
Bowl. Get out there 9:30 officially. But like I said, if you don't pre-register through the website today, then maybe get out there between 8:30 and 9.
Yep.
A little after 9, and come.
Yeah, have enough time to check out the vendors
Sure.
and get some of the freebies that we got.
However, if you've got plans, early Saturday morning and you're not done till 10:30, no big
Come
deal.
on out.
After it's over, come on out.
Yep.
Maybe you can take a few laps, but come and talk and come and visit. So if 9:30 doesn't work for you, but you can come an hour later, what time are you guys going to wrap up tomorrow?
I believe it has 11:30, but I mean, if it lasts a bit longer, of course, we'll be out.
People
there
still
for
hang out at
11:30.
11:30 wanting to do it? You're not going to kick them out and
Oh,
say,
no, not
come
at
on
all.
out and let's
Not
keep
at all.
going. We'll go till the kick us out, I guess.
Yeah.
Till
Till the
the
last one comes through the finish line.
till the RSD kicks us out, or whoever. Hey, we got a game. We need y'all to leave. But please come out. And then, as far as doing their own research for Road to Recovery here, what's is there a website, or is there a social media page, or someplace they can go to kind of do a little their own kind of digging?
For Road to Recovery?
Yes.
Okay. I think just a lot of the information is on RaceWire.
Okay.
So it kind of tells you the event information.
Okay.
The
cause,
the purpose, the
Okay.
cause.
Good deal. So it looks like. I'm sorry, go
And
ahead.
we will have a few pictures on Facebook and Instagram with Road to Recovery. We don't have a website yet, but we are at least putting any resource we find into Facebook and Instagram.
Well, I'm guessing. Again, we're talking about needing volunteers. Anybody want to help out on the technical side that's good at setting up websites and things that can help you guys out on that?
Yeah.
I'm sure you would not say no to that. So,
We'd be more than excited. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, yeah, this is all grassroots, folks. This is just
this is the
this
first.
is just families, family really, and going into families here.
Yeah.
Just saying we've got a problem. We need to roll up our sleeves and do something. And to be honest, this is how the great things get done in this country.
Yes,
if you, you can wait on the government to do something, but you're going to wait your whole life and you might wait too long. But it takes dedication of people like yourself and your family to say, hey, this is a problem. We need to make this aware. And that's really because at this point you're getting the health council on the radar, you're getting the DOH on the radar, and that's exactly what you need. Because once they're on the radar, then the resources open up, and now we can do So that's really this is what this is all about. So if you want to get involved, tomorrow's a great time to come out and be a part of it.
Yes,
so.
and like you had said, the first walk ever for this awareness, I think it's great because it is a health issue, just like the turkey trot. We talk about the Heart Association and stuff like that, and so then we have the autism buddy walk, and, all these different walks. So this one's gonna
Alzheimer's, all these
Alzheimer's,
Walk for
diabetes,
hope. These are all great things.
Absolutely, it affects every one of our lives.
Absolutely.
And so that's sometimes a little bit pushed like mental health, but no, it is part of your health that you have to take care of as well.
And I've said it 100 times, and it's, let's face it, when it comes to medical science, we've made amazing breakthroughs in lots of areas and things, but mental health has always had that stigma, and people just, let's face it, long before you and I were put on this earth, they treated mental health with lock them up, pat them up.
Yes.
You've heard of lobotomies and things. Go look up that archaic stuff. That was how they dealt with mental health.
Yes, exactly.
And they're just now learning. Oh, that's not how it's done. And so we're kind of behind the 8 ball on mental health.
I mean, if you have a heart condition, you're going to go and get the help.
Absolutely.
If you have stomach issues, you're going to go and get the help. But if your brain needs help, you need to get the help as well.
And it is stigmatized. I'm in my family. I have a son, and I have others in my family who have mental issues, and it's not talked about. It's not.
It's swept under the rug.
Absolutely.
To be honest, it's no different than how we did with domestic violence for so many years. We're just now coming to the forefront and saying, this is a problem, and it's been going on in behind closed doors for so long. We need to bring it to light, and it's no different there. The mental health is, and to be honest, they're all connected because what's going on with domestic violence, what's going on in substance abuse and all that, it's all connected to mental health.
And it doesn't make him a bad person. It makes him a person that is seeking assistance. That's all there is.
Yes, we're all human, and we all need help some shape or form.
Well, and that's why, you need to talk about alcoholism or drug addiction. They talk about it as disease, and yes, it is. But again, when I go back to my other statement, I'm like, I almost think it's self-medication. It's not really a disease.
Exactly.
The disease is what's going on mentally here.
There you go.
Your Jack Daniels or your cocaine or crack or meth or whatever is the Band-Aid in your head. That's what it is. And so, I think that it's like when we say alcoholism is a disease, I'm like, I think it's deeper than that. I think mental health is the disease. The alcoholism is what we're trying to do to fix it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's my opinion, but I'm sure there's experts that might conflict me or whatever. But anyway, come out tomorrow.
Absolutely, it's going to be a beautiful day.
Yes.
I think it will. It might be a little cool. You might need a jacket, but as far as wind and rain, I think you're good to go.
Good deal.
I think it's supposed to be like 5 to 10 mile an hour winds.
Oh, that's just like 5 to 10 degrees.
No. But the high is like 53. So
that's good.
You might,
You're going to be moving. You're going to be walking and running. You'll be just
that's
fine.
Right. As long as it's not windy, you're fine.
Absolutely. Go against the wind.
And then if you get you need a refresher or something, I'm sure coffee or Coke or whatever. There'll be stuff.
We'll have stuff up.
Stuff to warm up or cool down or whatever you need there.
We'll have waters, bananas, granola bars, healthy snacks.
Stuff to give you fuels for the walk here.
Get you going.
Very good. Before Loretta, of course, we're going to get to see you next week. She's going to be here with us next week.
Tuesday we're going to have 100%, and I'll have to get her rescheduled. We'll do. We'll reschedule it.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, but we're going to get you in studio at some point, Loretta. I promise. We're going to see you here.
I do. Want to go to
tomorrow. You don't do it on Saturday, do you?
No, I don't do a morning show on Saturday.
Okay, we'll get with Loretta and we'll get her scheduled in the studio so you can meet her.
Absolutely, we'll get her down here and just give her excuse to visit family.
Yeah.
Hint, hint.
We'll tie her up and keep her overnight.
But again, give out the website one more time for if anybody has any questions to register. You'll find information there.
Racewire.com.
Racewire.com.
Yep.
And again, look for Road to Recovery or type in Roswell and New Mexico in case there's some stuff going on in Roswell, Georgia.
Georgia.
Yeah. How weird would it be if they had a Road to Recovery event in Roswell, Georgia tomorrow at the same time?
Oh, wow.
It would be amazing, but how weird would that be?
And they can also dial 211, and I can give them any information they need as far as the event is concerned.
About this or anything healthcare related, whether you're looking for a doctor or, hey, do y'all have AA meetings in town? Where do I go for that?
Absolutely.
And be able to help you with all that.
And remember,
kind of
health
stuff.
is not just your physical health, it's your mental health. It's every aspect of your daily life that is affected by
And it's the one we lack, we kind of ignore the most, because especially when you're taking care of others.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And when we're taking care of others, we always sacrifice our own health for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're taking care of family or friends or whatever, and you're all worried about their physical, mental health, and that's where mental health for you gets the worst, because if you don't take care of yourself, then you get trapped, and then you're no good to them or yourself. So please be on it's, I imagine, taking, especially if you're dealing with like family members dealing with dementia and kind of hospice type stuff. You know how hard that is to be the caregiver on that? Take care of your mental health, please.
Absolutely.
It's a big thing. So.
Absolutely.
Is there anything we didn't get a chance to talk about? Anything you guys, Loretta, is there anything we missed that we wanted to make sure we let folks know about?
No, our team will continue. We're going to keep doing our research, reaching out to legislators, and just connecting people in New Mexico with resources that actually work, that are for New Mexicans. So our work is just starting, really, after the race is over.
This is the fun part. The real work starts after this.
And my Aunt Loretta, she just, I had suggested it, and I kind of, and I was just kind of like, no, that's just a thought, it's never, it might not happen, or it might be too much work or whatever. But no, my Aunt Loretta, she took it on, and she went
She's a strong
beyond,
lady.
yes,
She is a strong lady.
above and beyond, and it was awesome.
I think y'all lit each other's fire, to be honest. I think you lit her fire, and she lit your fire again.
Yes, but she just took it on and researched and called and made it to where we are for tomorrow.
That's awesome. And I'll talk to her tomorrow, and I'll get a date set to bring her on the radio.
Yeah, we'll get her to come in and visit and hang out, and then you can be a part of the jokes and things too. I think she's kind of like, I want to make a joke, but stuck on the phone. I'm missing it.
Sounds fun.
Very good. Well, thank you, ladies, and thank you guys. Thank you, and Loretta, thank you guys for doing this and stepping up and saying this is a void in our society that we need to address here. And let's light some fires under people and see what we can do to make some progress.
Yeah.
So
Definitely. It's all about helping families. So thank you, Mike, and thank you, Joanne and Marty, for a great job.
Thank you
There you
so
go.
much.
We'll see you all tomorrow at the race.
Come on out. Wool Ball, 9:30. It gets underway. If you don't pre-register, get there about 8:39 to pre-register, and then come on out and hang out and walk and learn and have some fun with everybody.
Yeah.
And it's okay to dance while you're walking. No one's gonna judge you. You dance your full head off and have fun.
We'll make a few TikTok videos, okay?
There you go.
You will be judged.
Hey, whatever brings people to the party, right?
That's what it's about.
Very good. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you, Loretta. We'll see you soon, okay?
All righty.
All right.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. All right. And thank you, ladies. Thank you. And we look forward to next time. And we look forward to Saturday, obviously.
Absolutely.
And of course, and I guess we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir.
Very good. It is, thank you, ladies. It is 8:50. Let us pause for news of the local variety. Some weather, quick commercials, Wall Street update, and I think that'll about do it. We'll be back. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Roswell Police, often criticized for not being transparent enough, is now facing scrutiny for being too transparent. RPD now in the middle of an investigation into the killing of a knife-wielding man in front of a home on January 6th. Earlier this week, RPD released 2 videos showing the killing. Both videos completely unedited. Nicholas Acosta's family released a statement this week saying their trauma and grief is now compounded because they had no idea that the video was going public. Prosecutors say a failed GOP candidate accused of orchestrating a series of drive-by shootings at the homes of Democratic elected officials in New Mexico's largest city is a danger to the community and should be detained pending trial. They filed a motion Wednesday asking that Solomon Pena be held without bond. He appeared via video shackled for an initial court hearing, as a judge explained he would remain in custody pending a detention hearing scheduled for next month. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello reporting.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure is moving to our north, and we've got high pressure parked over our area, so the upcoming weekend looks good. Upper 50s to mid 60s across our area today. Will be a little bit gusty, especially around Roswell. Wind up to 30 miles an hour, and we should get sunshine. For the overnight, upper 20s and clear, and then we're in the low to mid 50s for the high on Saturday and sunny, back up to 60 and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. U.S. stock indexes closed lower on Thursday after data pointing to a tight labor market renewed concerns the Federal Reserve will continue its aggressive path of rate hikes that could lead the economy into a recession. A report from the Labor Department showed weekly jobless claims were lower than expected, indicating the labor market remains solid despite the Fed's efforts to stifle demand for workers. The U.S. union membership rate reached an all-time low last year, despite high-profile unionization campaigns at Starbucks, Amazon, Apple, and other companies. Union members fell to 10.1% of the overall U.S. workforce, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That was down slightly from 10.3% in 2021. The Agriculture Department on Thursday issued new requirements for foods labeled organic, a move aimed at cracking down on fraud and boosting oversight. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
In John 13, the Bible tells the story of Jesus washing the disciples' feet. This occurred very shortly before Jesus would be crucified. He chose this crucial time to perform a servant's job for his followers. There's an interesting scripture right before he does this that reads like this. Jesus knew that his Father had put all things under his power and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal and proceeded to wash the disciples' feet. Jesus knew that God had called him back for this very purpose, to serve the world. He knew that he would shortly be back with his Father through the ultimate act of service, which was death on a cross. He also knew that he would be resurrected and go back to his Father for eternity. After washing their feet, Jesus tells them to wash one another's, to serve each other, and I think to serve the world. To be Jesus in the world so that those around you see how to belong to Jesus and experience his saving grace. Serving is one of the ways to meet our mission of knowing Jesus and making Jesus known. We invite you to come and join us in this mission.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Using locally owned and operated Zenith Security Services gets you service after the sale, quick turnaround time, security systems tailored to your needs, an actual person when you call, and you're investing in your community. Zenith Security has provided security solutions for southeastern New Mexico since 1998, and we care about our community. When you have security needs, remember, give the locals a shot and call Zenith Security Services at 575-626-3521.
I'm Clyde Lewis. Some of the strangest and most important stories have been avoided by the mainstream media, but we cover them all on Ground Zero. Weeknights at 8 on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM.
Hey, I'm really disappointed because I'm not in Roswell, because if I was in Roswell, I would be eating a Dion's Pizza. Why? It's the best damn pizza anywhere. Special thanks to Robert and his staff at Dion's Pizza, Salads, and Subs for their great hospitality and great food.
If your car breaks down, no need to cry, because there's always a pal nearby at Big O. At Big O Tires. Locally owned will get you in gear. That's because you've known us for years at Big O. Big O Tires. Don't need to sweat any extra labor. You can always trust a good neighbor at Big O. At Big O Tires. The best service is part of our code. Need a cup of sugar? We're down the road at Big O. At Big O Tires.
Hurry into your local Big O Tires now through January 29th and buy 3 tires, get 1 free on 4 select in-stock Nexen or Aspen tires with installation purchase. That's right. Buy 3, get 1 free. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Installation required, not valid with other offers. Eligibility may vary. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted.
2022 was a roller coaster year for your Roswell Coyotes and Goddard Rockets. And KSVPTV.com is your home for every second of the action throughout the 2022 season. Relive all the game-changing plays and the players that made it a season for the books. Simply click on the Roswell Coyotes or Goddard Rockets tab at KSVPTV.com and get ready to dive into a season of memories made and victories won. KSVPTV.com, your official home for all things Coyotes and Rockets and Southeastern New Mexico's sports authority.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is closing in on 8:57. Stay tuned next hour, about 9:15 or so. We're going to have Tracy Fry with the Roswell Public Library join us. Give us an update on what's happening there. But get on out there tomorrow, 9:30, out to the Wool Bowl and support the Road to Recovery walk that they're having out there. So good fun to be had by all there. Hey, don't forget, let me get my sheet here. Don't forget, Vitalant is looking for your blood. They are looking for folks to donate. For folks here in Roswell, your next opportunity to donate blood will be tomorrow. They're going to be at the Vitalant office from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m., number 3 Grand Avenue Plaza. Everyone that donates blood tomorrow at the event will get a $10 Amazon gift card. And again, that's tomorrow, Saturday the 21st, from 11 to 2:30 at the Vitalant office, number 3 Grand Avenue Plaza. If your Saturday's not looking free, then you can go again on Tuesday of next week, January 24th. They're going to have a blood drive from 11 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. at the Vitalant office, again, number 3 Grand Avenue Plaza. And then after that, Friday the 27th, they're going to be at Eastern New Mexico Medical Center in the Mesquite Room from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. On Friday, January 27th. And then for folks in Carlsbad, next Friday, they're going to be at the Carlsbad Walmart with the Bloodmobile from noon to 4 p.m. Once again, everybody that donates at any of these events I'm talking about over the next week here will receive a $10 Amazon gift card for just coming out and donating blood. Now, to get an appointment at any of these, just reach out 575-840-8178. Again, that's 575-840-8178, and then you can schedule your appointment. And if you've never donated before, they'll give you a link to the website. You can go and kind of pre-register, and that way when you show up, it's just kind of taking your vitals, and away you go.
Find out your blood type and all of it.
Yeah, but again, tomorrow here in Roswell, then Tuesday here in Roswell, and then at the Vitalant office, and then next Friday, they're going to be out at the hospital, Eastern. Yeah. Man, it's already closing in on 9 o'clock. Dang it.
Yep.
So,
time's flying by.
Yeah, no kidding. There's something else I was going to mention, too. Oh, don't forget, we will have the Cowboys playoff. This is the last one we can carry on the radio, win, lose, or draw. So if they win, we can't do anymore because it goes to national. But Cowboys Sunday night, I believe, was about 5:30 pregame.
Believe it's pregame at 3:30.
Oh, okay, might be earlier.
Yeah, I think it's pregame at 3:30.
So I want to say kickoff's like right at 6 or something.
Kickoff is I think 4:30.
Oh, I thought it was later than that.
Let me double check.
I thought I saw it was like a 6 o'clock. All right, well, while you do that, I'm going to go and get you into the news. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. 2022 turned out to be a dismal year for the housing market, slowest year in close to a decade. Used home sales slumping nearly 18%, according to the National Association of Realtors. Thousands of pro-life Americans are in Washington today for the first March for Life since the Supreme Court struck down Roe versus Wade.
The theme for this year's March for Life is Next Steps, Marching Forward into a Post-Roe America. Scheduled speakers include Hall of Fame football coach Tony Dungy and Mississippi Attorney General Lynn Fitch, who won the Supreme Court case that overturned Roe.
That's correspondent Greg Clugston, National Right to Life Committee President Carol Tobias proclaiming this a new day in America.
We are celebrating victory. We are celebrating life. It's not anymore, can we overturn Roe? When are we going to overturn Roe? Roe is gone.
On the state level, after winning approval in the Minnesota House, legislation that would enshrine a right to abortion in state law heads to the Minnesota Senate, which could take up the bill next week. The gunman is dead, one store employee wounded in last night's shooting at a Walmart in Evansville, Indiana. The suspect died in an exchange of gunfire with police. The wounded individual is in the hospital. There's been no word on that person's condition. President Biden says he's confident he'll be cleared of any wrongdoing in the discovery of classified documents in one of his offices and at his home in Wilmington, Delaware. He tells reporters that he has been following the advice of his lawyers and has no regrets. There was no there, according to Mr. Biden. Watching Wall Street right now, stocks are higher. The Dow is up 48 points. The Nasdaq ahead 108 points, and the S&P is better by 23. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
The Agriculture Department out with new requirements for foods labeled organic.
It's a move the government says will crack down on fraud and boost oversight. The rule strengthens enforcement of the USDA's strict definitions of organic, which requires these foods to be made with natural substances. The rule requires USDA's National Organic Program certification for all imported organic food, increases certifications of more businesses in the supply chain, and gives the government even more control over the private sector. The new rule takes effect in March, and companies will have a year to comply. Tasha Stevens reporting.
French President Macron has unveiled his vision for modernizing the military in his nuclear-armed country, taking into account the impact of the war in Ukraine and evolving threats worldwide. The plan includes higher military spending in line with NATO expectations that its members will spend at least 2% of their GDP on defense. News and analysis, townhall.com. A Virginia legislative panel rejecting a so-called magic mushrooms bill.
Virginia House Republicans have voted down a bill that would have allowed doctors to prescribe psilocybin or magic mushrooms for treatment of a small set of mental health conditions. The House Courts of Justice Subcommittee voted 5-2 to defeat the legislation in a way that leaves open the possibility of revisiting it later. The bill would have allowed doctors to prescribe the hallucinogen for conditions including post-traumatic stress disorder and end-of-life anxiety. John Scott reported.
A family spokesman for DeMar Hamlin says Buffalo Bill's safety still faces a long rehab despite enjoying a remarkable recovery 3 weeks after having to be resuscitated on the field during a game in Cincinnati. Jordan Rooney says Hamlin still does require oxygen and is having his heart monitored on a regular basis to make sure there are no setbacks or negative after effects. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
Hey, good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to our number 3.
Tres Inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Yes, welcome to it. Ta-da! I just looked it up because I had to know. Be a Man, the ultimate guide
that is in fact a real book.
Yeah.
Sorry, I saw it. All right, peel back the curtain. I was sitting here and I had my Facebook open, and it was open to a advertisement. And I thought it was a spoof because it wasn't on like Amazon. It was on, and it's this guy, and I didn't listen to it, so I'm just looking at the visual, and the visual just says, "Make your dog ride shotgun. Make your wife sit in the back. Be a man.
Be a man.
Get this book." I'm like, whoa.
Okay, you know what this is? Okay, so I see these all the time. There's a TikTok trend.
Okay.
It's like this, but it's the guy, he gives a tip or whatever, like that. Let your dog ride in shotgun. Make your wife sit in back. And looks at the camera and goes, "Be a man." And he just walks off. Usually to people laughing. But there's several versions of this. There's like one, it's like, there's a Be a New Mexican one.
Okay.
And there's a bunch of specific New Mexican. It's like,
but is that a legit
it's like,
book?
it doesn't matter. Ride 5 miles below the speed limit in the fast lane. Be a New Mexican. And the guy just walks off. Well, it's a real book, but it's based on the guy who does those TikToks.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering. I just saw that. I was like,
Usually to somebody laughing.
I think I'm going to need more context here.
Is it go 5 miles an hour?
Go 5 miles. Go five under the speed limit in the fast lane. Be a New Mexican.
Yeah, then I'm a real New Mexican then.
You're part of the problem, is what you are. I would not admit to that in this studio, sir.
I deal with nudniks like that every single day.
You don't know the Pantera's box that you done open, sir.
Okay, Mr. Lane Dance.
Yeah, I lane dance. You know what? I lane dance and I get there about 5 minutes sooner too. I love lane dancing. He was terrified in the car with me when we had to ride to Artesia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't.
You were. I remember you were gripped pretty hard on the handle.
Were you white knuckling the door handle on the passenger side there? Huh. What was it that frightened you? Just his lane dancing?
I don't remember being.
I think it was just going a little fast in the lane dancing. Because I don't like being stuck. I don't like being stuck behind anybody, and I'll tell you why. It's not a pride thing. It's not like I want to be in front of you. Literally,
yes,
anytime. No, it's because I'm small, and anytime I'm behind anybody, I get rocks kicked up into my windshield every single time because my car is so small.
Yeah,
I get that, and I also when any headlight situation, every light is a high beam to me.
Yeah,
because I'm like 2 inches off the ground. So
that's a flex.
2 inches on the ground. Nice. Not what I meant, but yeah, I'll go with it.
But I understand that. But no, I just hate the fact that people in the fast lane go slow and don't. To me, it's not even a pride thing. It's a considerate thing. To me, you should know better. That if that this lane is for people that are got things to do, they got time to dilly dally.
Now I got to ask you this, because this is something I've witnessed in people before. If you're in the fast lane, if you're in the lane to pass, and someone is going slower than you, but the other lane is unimpeded, will you shift to this lane to get past that person?
I will.
To lane dance, as he said.
Well, to me, that's better than the alternative.
Hold on. I have known people who will get behind somebody in the fast lane who's going too slow, complain audibly about it for several minutes while this lane is unimpeded, and never shift over.
Yeah.
Based on principle, based on, well, they should get over for me. Or the mindset is, well, if I go to pass them, what if they then try to get... So I get where they're coming from, but come on.
Most of the time, they're trying to prove a point when they do that. When they tailgate and get up on them, and then, dare I say, flash the high beams at them to get over. Now, I have done that, but the only times I've done that when people grossly abuse the the speed limit on the highway is 55. I'm in the passing lane. They're doing 35. And I'm like, I'm trying to get around you. You're doing 35 and a 55 in the passing lane. You're a problem. I will high beam you.
At that point, yeah, you're taking the law into your own hands. You're like, I am Tulsa King.
Right.
But I will go around if I can.
Just
I'm not going to
off
sit
the
there
road.
and just do that. But if someone's that oblivious or that rude, that's my thing is know the law and do how hard is it to line up your car in the complete left turn lane when it's time? Why do you have to keep the tail end of your vehicle hanging out in the middle of traffic, which is illegal, by the way? And if you get in an accident, you're going to get charged.
I like that. Don't take the law into your own hands unless it's egregious.
Yeah.
Be a man.
That's right.
See? Brought it back.
That's a book.
That's
a book I read. Only other book I'd read is anything like that.
The speeder getting in an accident, though.
What do you mean? Speeders get in accidents all the time.
Yeah,
And they don't get...
But they bring it on themselves.
But they also don't get cited. Like, speed's been an accident. I've seen people, like the instance I gave you with the left hanging, the car's left hang. I know a friend that rear-ended somebody that hit that one. The person that was out got charged. The person I know was still speeding. But because that person's car is hanging out in the non-turn lane, they were charged with the accident. And I hate to... No, I don't want to reboot.
I do.
It's a system upgrade right now.
I want to reboot.
To me, it's a consideration thing.
Sure.
If you get on the road and you're a licensed driver, there is a certain set of rules and things that you accept. And if you're that clown that does all that, I will judge you. And to me, it's the ultimate disrespect. If you can't be nice enough to tell someone you're turning left and to get in the left lane or, not right. I mean, if you can't even be nice enough to do that, what kind of human being are you?
Right.
What are you doing to people that really...
Well, that's when the right lane becomes the fast lane.
Yeah. Now, I'm not talking about my own mental... I'll sit by myself in a car and cuss everybody out. But that's inside in me, and it doesn't get out, and I can do that anytime I want. It's still America.
Yeah.
But when you actually go and do those things, then it's a problem.
Right.
So,
Real fast.
Yes.
I was wanting to talk about because Sean brought up the 411 operator thing not being a real thing anymore in this year, and that made me think about something that I get excited for, but I completely forgot about, which is the Public Domain Day. Which happened on January 1st.
That's right. January 1st of this year, a bunch of stuff went public domain, including Steamboat Willie, the original Mickey Mouse cartoon. Oh, is it next year for Steamboat Willie?
That's the first Mickey Mouse cartoon.
Yeah, that's when, and so that basically means that the original Mickey Mouse will be public domain as of next year.
Mickey's days are numbered.
Yes.
Speaking of, there's other Mickey things, but
this year was a lot. There was like Winnie the Pooh
and Minnie. That was 2022.
Okay, yeah,
Winnie the Pooh.
So, you know what else? Speaking of Disney, I saw on the Fox app here. Apparently, I guess this is the last weekend that the log flume ride will be open to Disney World. They're closing it down after this weekend. The log flume.
I thought that was the Matterhorn.
I think it's called the log flume.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I guess it's not popular anymore. I didn't hear the story. I just saw the like what you're seeing now, and it just had the log flume, and it said last weekend for log flume as Disney closes.
One of my favorite opening, because I have a thing for opening theme songs for like sitcoms. One of my favorites of those is Step by Step, and there's a scene from Disney, from the log flume from Disney, Walt Disney World, where the whole family's on the bridge as the log goes under it and just soaks everybody. And so that's like right as the family goes over, step by step. That's where the music goes in.
But what's public domain this year?
Yeah.
Is the movie The Jazz Singer with Al Jolson.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's public domain.
Wow.
I'm good there.
The Fritz Lang movie Metropolis.
Uh-huh.
Too.
Okay.
That's actually public domain. That's cool. Then the song, "The Best Things in Life Are Free."
Oh yeah.
And the ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. That's public domain now.
Oh, there you
Neat. Get your fill.
Putting on.
You're about to do some ads.
Wait,
for...
Putting on the Ritz?
Putting on the Ritz is public domain.
Really?
All right.
Okay.
Do you think Ritz is going to take that song and make it?
I feel like they have to now.
Put it on the Ritz, and they'll put like ham or what, just different things you can put on
$1
Ritz.
million Cooper. Yep.
You know what? I'll tell you off air.
I'll tell you. That's neat though.
Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a bit. Then here in just a few minutes, we're going to have Tracy Fry with the Roswell Public Library join us, give us an update on what's happening there. And then after that, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety. I hear it's fresher now. And then along with your Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with.
Oh, and the first Hardy Boys book.
Oh.
You ever read the Hardy Boys?
No.
I was more of a Hank the Cowdog kid.
I did as a kid. I had the Hardy Boys.
I always wanted to.
Actually, no, wait. I read the
As a kid?
Boxcar Children. That was the series I read.
I had 4 or 5 Hardy Boys books.
I've always wanted to as a kid, but I never got around to.
And then I think there was a Nancy Drew one in there, too, if I remember right. They got me.
Oh.
I don't recall reading any of it, but I had them.
It was socially unacceptable when I was a kid to read the Babysitter's Club books, but I think I still had one.
All right, it is 16 minutes after 9 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure is moving to our north, and we've got high pressure parked over our area, so the upcoming weekend looks good. Upper 50s to mid 60s across our area today. Will be a little bit gusty, especially around Roswell. Wind up to 30 miles an hour, and we should get sunshine. For the overnight, upper 20s and clear, and then we're in the low to mid 50s for the high on Saturday and sunny, back up to 60 and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 36 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 44%. Winds currently out in the north at 7 miles per hour. Expect 60s today. Sunny, 61 for a high. Winds will be out of the northeast 5 to 10 this morning. Get a little breezy out of the south, 15 to 20 this afternoon. Mostly clear tonight with an overnight low of 28 degrees. West winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then for your weekend, a little cooler, but not as much wind. That's good. Sunny and 53 for you Saturday. Northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies tomorrow night with an overnight low of 24 degrees. Northwest winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, sunny, 56 for a high. South winds 5 to 10. And then Monday, you're going to be in the 50s as well. Mostly cloudy, 52. We got a real good chance as of right now, like a 50% chance of rain Monday night and a slight chance of rain Tuesday. But we're going to be sitting in the mid to upper 40s for most of next week. At least after Monday. So we'll see. All right, it is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're taking a quick 3-minute commercial break. Then Tracy Fry with the Roswell Public Library will join us in just a bit. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
This is Sheriff Mike Harrington. Catalytic converter theft has exploded in Chaves County. Your catalytic converter is worth big money in the wrong hands, so thieves are cutting them from your vehicles big and small. With no serial numbers, law enforcement can't prove they're stolen. So what can you do? The Roswell Nissan Catalytic Converter Permanent Stamping Service. This quick and easy service permanently stamps part of your VIN number on the converter. It only takes about 20 minutes for a discounted price of $70. Call 575-625-2111 or schedule online at roswellnissan.com.
Listen, you want a pizza? You can get one of those anywhere. But if you want authentic, traditional, brick oven-style pizza, forget about it. There's only one place in town, our Pizza Center in Roswell. I'm talking about authentic pies using authentic ingredients. Plus, pasta, salads, wings, subs, burgers, and a whole menu chock full of your favorites. You can dine in or have it delivered up to 5 miles. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. at 505 North Main in Roswell. Or check out RoswellPizzaCenter.com. And hey, mention you heard it on the radio and buy one pizza, get one free. Our Pizza Center, a taste of the old world, right here.
In John 13, the Bible tells the story of Jesus washing the disciples' feet. This occurred very shortly before Jesus would be crucified. He chose this crucial time to perform a servant's job for his followers. There's an interesting scripture right before he does this that reads like this: Jesus knew that his Father had put all things under his power and that he had come from God and was returning to God. So he got up from the meal and proceeded to wash the disciples' feet. Jesus knew that God had called him back for this very purpose, to serve the world. He knew that he would shortly be back with his Father through the ultimate act of service, which was death on a cross. He also knew that he would be resurrected and go back to his Father for eternity. After washing their feet, Jesus tells them to wash one another's, to serve each other, and I think to serve the world. To be Jesus in the world so that those around you see how to belong to Jesus and experience his saving grace. Serving is one of the ways to meet our mission of knowing Jesus and making Jesus known. We invite you to come and join us in this mission.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and I know you've heard me say that you can trust Trustmark, but I want you to know what that looks like in real life. A few years ago, we installed a beautiful new roof for an older woman who was recently widowed. She was an artist and colors were really important to her. So when she said she didn't like the color of a brand new roof, we took that seriously. She had picked the color and signed off on it, but I just kept thinking, if she's going to walk into her house every day and be disappointed, then we're just going to redo it. So we did. We ripped that beautiful new roof off and replaced it with a slightly different color, and she was thrilled. Yes, it cost us quite a bit of money to make her happy, but I want you to know you can trust Trustmark to make it exactly right every time. If you have any roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. A group of 12 or more cows is called a flink. If you have only 11 cows, that's called a lot of cow pies. Here's Mike Winters.
Yep, one more, you got a flink. One less, just a bunch of cleanup to do. Good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Public Library, Tracy Fry back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good. How about you?
Doing good. How's has the library been busy in the new year? As people kind of, now the kids are back to school and stuff. I imagine there was a little bit of a break after the Christmas break, but
right. It's a little busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes and goes.
Sure.
We'll have a short period of time where it's like no one's coming in and you're just like,
wait till some W-2s start coming in. And
that's why we keep getting phone calls.
Yeah, that the library will pick back up.
Yeah.
Tax season's always a busy time.
Yes.
People need to get their taxes done. And, of course, people asking about getting their proper forms and all that. And the library always carries that stuff. So, by the way, if you want to do any of it, if you want to, register to vote or do any of that kind of, I think not anymore you can't do it at the library?
No, it was just that 1 year.
Oh, okay. I thought you could always go there and register to vote too. But yeah, you definitely go there and get your tax forms and all that stuff here in a couple weeks when you start looking for that kind of thing. And then, of course, you can always get a library card if you don't have one of those. They're free and it opens you to the whole world of the library. So.
And definitely. The tax forms will be coming at the end of the month.
Okay.
We haven't gotten them yet, but they should be here
about the time your W-2 show up in the mail is about the time those will probably start turning up in the library and things like that. So, but call ahead if you as we get towards the end of the month and you start looking for the tax forms and all that. Then, and sometimes during the season too, you guys will have people to help with that. Sometimes, I mean, I don't know if there's anything planned in the future here.
No, not that I am aware of.
Okay.
So.
Usually when that kind of stuff happens, it's closer to the April time when people are scrambling to get their taxes. Usually get them paid. Not many people waiting on refunds wait till April 15th.
No.
That's something I've learned.
Yes.
But look, here in a couple weeks, you'll be able to come by and pick up your tax forms. And
correct.
Well, that doesn't mean there's not a lot of other things going on. Right. There's always something every week going on at the library. Obviously, when we'll talk about the regular events, your story times and your monthly weekend. Depending on the weekend, what's going on. But there's always a ton of stuff going on at the library.
Yes, there is.
So we better just shut our holes and let Tracy start telling us about them, because there's a whole month worth of stuff going on here.
Okay, well. Tomorrow we're having the gardening at the library with Drew Garrett.
Yeah, they were on Tuesday and you mentioned it real quick. That's a lot of fun when the extension office comes out and does their thing, and so it's Drew in the plants tomorrow.
Exactly at 10 a.m. And also we're having a STEM activity tomorrow at 11 a.m. and it's called cyanotope.
Okay.
Combine chemicals to make a photo.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So this is kind of getting into like old school photography and developing kind of.
Yeah, I think it's more like an art type.
Oh, okay.
So
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking dark rooms and red and all, that kind of thing.
No, not quite.
So that's all tomorrow.
Correct. So
good deal. And that's at 11 for the STEM and 10 for the plant workshop with the extension office with the 4-H.
Correct.
Yes, I say extension 4-H. It's the same people. They work. It's extension office runs the 4-H. So they,
okay.
Yeah.
Because the 4-H does come to the library, but it's always the third Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes,
and that'll be with Tamara now, I think.
Yes.
So very good. But it's all technically extent, but it's all kind of they all work. They all do. Like Drew does a bunch of stuff for 4-H. So
right.
You say either way, you're covered. You're not gonna get in trouble.
I think Tamara is more for children, and then Drew is more.
Well, Drew does a lot of the agriculture for commercial and all that. So I mean, as well as like if you got questions about your garden and stuff, you go to the extension office, ask for Drew. He'll help you with all that.
Right.
Or definitely come out tomorrow and talk to him. But
right.
And then when it comes to all the home ec or the diabetes and the cooking creations and those programs they do, that's Tamara. She does all that stuff.
Right.
And they have a 4-H agent who just went to. She's now over working for ENMUR. But so there will be a new 4-H agent at some point. But they're in limbo right now. So.
Okay.
So Drew and Tamara are running it.
Yes.
Very good. But come on out. They do, like I said, they do. Drew comes out once a month with the plants, and then 4-H comes out with the once a month with a craft of some kind each month. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Good deal. I'm sorry. We got sidetracked there.
And Sunday, since we're open from 2 to 6, we're going to have a craft from 2 to 3. We're going to be doing a Be Kind bracelet.
Okay.
And it's a family event.
Yeah. So the whole family can make bracelets and then, wear them out and, go to family events matching.
There you go. There you go. On the 28th, the following Saturday, we're going to have a movie and popcorn at 11 a.m., and the movie is going to be Avatar.
Oh, nice.
So it's going to be the original one.
The first Avatar, so plan on 3 hours because that's a long movie.
I know. Be ready for a whole bunch of popcorn, I guess.
Get comfortable and come hungry because you're going to be there for a long time. It's a long movie, but it's a good movie. But it's a 3-hour movie, just to warn you. So if you got younger kids, they might not have the attention span to get through that one.
That's true.
But you the parents, you judge best on that.
Right, and they can come, and if the kids get a little squirrely, then you can just leave.
Yeah.
I mean,
go take outside and run around a little bit. Yeah. Go see the learning tree and run around it for a little bit.
Okay.
Expel some energy and then come back and pay attention. So, very good.
Okay, on the Sunday the 29th, we're going to have crocheting again. We had our first crocheting this past Sunday, and it's from 3 to 4, and we had like 15 people come out. So we had a large crowd.
Excellent.
Bigger than the room we were in, so next time we're going to be in a bigger room.
To crochet a bigger room.
People can spread out a little bit better.
Nice. So do they work on like one project together, or are they do like the Afghan or something, like the pot holders to put together? Or are they doing?
We have a lady named Sabrina who's actually leading the class.
Okay.
And she's teaching everyone because we have a lot of people who have never crocheted.
So it's the basics right now. Gotcha.
And she's gonna teach them how to crochet a hat.
Okay. Well, once you get the concept down, then it's your world's your oyster. You just make what you want: pot holders, hats, sweaters, blankets, Kleenex, tissue covers.
That's true.
Yeah, Mom made a few of those in her day.
Pot cozies, whatever, toaster cozies.
My mother passed away in 2004. Mm-hmm. To this day, I still got 80,000 pot holders that my mom made, and I keep them all because they're my mom's. But, But yeah, I will never need a Afghan or a pot holder ever again. I'm good to go.
You can sell them on Etsy.
I could. Well, that was always a thing. I used to tell my mom, why don't you go to craft fair? She'd never sell her. She keeps it or gives it away. That's all she ever did. She would never sell it. I was like, Mom, you could make a lot of money going to craft fairs and selling this stuff. And she either gave it as presents or kept them.
Right.
And that was the only time she never sold them. So we had a lot of blankets and a lot of stuff. Still do.
Keeps you warm.
Exactly. And it's family. It's more personal at this point. But
exactly.
Yeah, I would never give them away at this point. Right. But I'm good to go. If you're warm and need a blanket, come to my house.
He can hook you up.
That's right. Very good. But so if you're into crocheting and want to learn that, come out to their next meeting. Right now they're still in that introductory. So if you've never done it, you can probably pick it right up and get caught up with the group pretty quick.
And it's all ages, so we had children and adults there.
Love that. That's great because if you get that bug in that kid, that's something they're going to be doing their whole life.
Right.
And you'll be like my mom watching TV all day. And,
making bottles.
And whole conversations and counting because they count a lot.
Right. Right.
Very good. What's next we want to get on the radar?
Okay. On the Saturday, February 4th, we're going to have, of course, our chess club. So I just want to remind everyone that's from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
So come and practice chess.
Right, all levels, beginners, whatever.
Well, that's the beauty of chess. To be honest, it's not hard to learn. You can learn the game in 5-10 minutes. Mm-hmm. It's mastering it and the strategy and everything that takes the rest of your life to That's why people devote their whole lives to it, and because it literally is all about strategy and. But yeah, as far as learning how the pieces move, you can do that in 5 minutes.
Right.
Then you're going to spend the rest of your life trying to come up with the best strategy.
Exactly. Yes.
But it's very cool. But yeah, if you want to come out and it's a great logic, peaceful. It's if you need folks, especially for kids that need that that critical thinking skills and working. Chess is a great tool to help teach some of that stuff.
And we have kids that come that are learning, that know a little. So
yeah, plus it teaches patience. There's so many different good values that especially young people can kind of absorb by just learning and playing the game of chess.
Right.
So come out to one of the chess.
Yeah, it's always the first Saturday of the month.
Yeah. So you missed for January, but you'll be good for next month, February, whatever that first February is. 4th. There you go.
Yeah. And then on February 4th, also that day, we're going to have a STEM activity.
Okay.
And it's going to be from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And they're going to be dealing with circuits.
Okay. So kind of learning the closed and open circuits and relays and rudimentary electronics.
Exactly.
So if you always wanted to know, like if you have a child that has aspirations to be an electrician or that, very good money, by the way.
Yes.
Give them the basics.
And we have the little kit, and they can make the one that makes the bell ring and the light come on. So it's a little fun.
It's more that it's educate. We had stuff like that when we were a kid when they were teaching us how circuits work and little bells and lights and all. It's that same kind of thing. It's just explaining to them how electricity works, how it travels, the dangers of it, obviously, and what you can do with it.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. But yeah, I love that. I mean, to me, that's every kid should go through that and experience it because let's face it, everything in this world, especially nowadays, electricity's a part of it. You can't even do anything with the internet and everything else, and just so to have the basic understanding, and at least so you know the dangers and the safety part of it.
Okay.
So you know that's not all of us are going to grow up to be electricians or electrical engineers, but you at least know if you understand the concept of electricity, that way you can avoid the dangers of it. So, but it's a good tip for kids too.
Right. Right.
I think something every human being should have that skill set on them at some point in their lives.
Yes, they all need it.
Yeah. You all use it. We all use it. So we at least have an understanding of how it works.
Right.
So, yeah.
For minor household repairs. And
sure.
Stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. You got to swap out a light switch or something, and you know why you trip the breaker before you start getting it into there.
You learn the hard way.
Yeah, that's an enlightening experience. Pardon the pun. But very good. What's next we want to talk about?
A big thing that's coming up is on Sunday, February 5th, from 2 to 3, we're going to have a chocolate social. And we're going to have the Roswell Flute Ensemble playing. Nice. We're going to have...
They're very talented, by the way, if you've never seen the flute ensemble. I tend to catch them at the Christmas Railway. I seem to, the weekend I always go to that seems to be the time that they're there performing.
Right.
And they I think it's every Thursday, but I'm not sure. They practice and meet at the Anderson Museum on Thursdays. I don't know if it's every year. And they're always looking for new members, but you have to be an experienced flautist or flute player because it's they're not teaching people to play the flute. They're looking for people that played in high school or played in some kind of orchestra or something and know how to play a flute. And they go and then when you see them perform, that's why, because they're really good. So.
Oh yeah, they played couple of years ago at our Christmas program, and they did Name That Tune with the flute. And so the kids enjoyed that. They got a prize if they could name that tune.
Yeah, so they're very talented. So come if you've never seen the flute ensemble, come out to the library and have some candy while you're at it.
Right. It's going to be on February 5th from 2 to 3, and it's going to be chocolates and pairing books with chocolates and the flutes and probably some games. So
I was just thinking, can I get a milkshake and use the flute to suck up the milkshake?
You would have to ask the flutist or flautist.
Yeah, I'm sure they would frown upon that. But
they'd be like, no.
That's one way to get into chocolate. Big chocolate shake with a flute as a straw. But anyway, that's just my fantasy, I guess.
Okay.
And what's the date on that again?
February 5th. It's
February
the first
5th.
Sunday in February.
Very good. So here in about 3 weeks or so.
Right.
Which is coming up quick, by the way.
Yes.
Good deal.
And then we just have our monthly another big program we're going to be having, and it's at the end of February, and I'll probably be back to talk about it again, but we're going to have an Eric Call Day.
Okay.
On February 25th. It's a Saturday from 10:30 to 1, and it's going to be games, and we're celebrating the author Eric Call.
Oh, okay.
And he's the one that wrote the Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
That's a event that's coming. I'll probably be back to talk about that later.
I'm sure by then, but put it on people's radar.
Yes.
Speaking of radar, if you have not done so, go to the library and pick up the January and February calendar.
Mm-hmm.
It's you can, of course, you can get online and do it that way.
Right.
But if you like to have something to look at to put on the refrigerator, each month they put out the new calendar. It not only will it have January's on one side, but next month's on the other side, so you can kind of plan for the next several weeks on events there, and then just get it every month. That way you can circle and kind of pick, all right, kids, what do you want to do this month? And they can kind of, plot and plan.
Right.
And then, but if you're more into high tech, you can go on to your phone or go and like and follow the Roswell Public Library on Instagram
we're not really keeping up with our Instagram, so it's just mostly Facebook.
Just Facebook right now. Okay,
Yes.
so Facebook. And then, of course, the city's website, if you go to roswell-nm.gov, there's a tab there for the library. You click on that. That'll take you to the library portion, and there you can check out materials to get assistance on other things. And there's a whole world that you can explore there at the website.
And we're also list our programs on the event calendar, the Roswell.
On the city website event calendar there. So if you want to check in periodically with that every week to kind of see, okay, what's the library got going on this week, and you can kind of
along with other agents, parts.
Oh yeah, it's not just library; it's city council meetings and everything city related. So the cemetery board meetings to the exciting stuff to not so exciting stuff. So it's all there. You laugh though. The cemetery board meetings can get quite entertaining because.
Oh really?
Well, but people get passionate about their loved ones and things, and if something's not done right out there,
I can imagine
people and rightly so get upset about it. If I personally don't have any family members out there, but if I did and I was seeing something not
done correctly,
quite kosher, then I'm gonna say something about it.
You're gonna make a point of mentioning it.
But that's where you go.
There, he helped you with something else.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't go there if you need hey, where do you go to get one of these plots? You got a salesman or something. How does that work? I don't know. But anyway, find everything you need there at the city. Just curious. Over the holidays, did anybody take advantage of the tourism pass?
Not really.
So I wish people would. I don't know what we could do to get people to take advantage. That thing should always be checked out the way I see it.
Right. It feels like it doesn't really get checked out like spring break. We'll probably get some
popular
families.
Times when people are known to take vacations or travel. Yeah.
Right, and they're not going like the holidays. They're actually going to family members.
Sure. Yeah, they got an agenda already, and they're like, all right, we got to go to Cousin Sue's, or we got to have eggnog at Aunt Betty's.
Right.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So yeah, but if you're not aware of this thing, the library has available to you to check out, thanks to the New Mexico Tourism Department. It is a pass that allows up to 6 people to get in for free at various museums and other visitor-type locations. Some of them are museums, some are art galleries, some are like Lincoln or like a natural, like the Pueblo, the cliffs, some of it's, that kind of history kind of stuff. But there's I think like 15 or so.
Yes, about 15 on that list.
Around the state. From our neck of the woods to up Albuquerque north.
Right.
To Weston Cruces and all that area. And so if you go traveling to any of these parts of the state, you can use this and you can go online or go ask the library and it shows you a list of every venue that it's accepted at.
Right.
And you can get a family of 6 into free for these events. And I know like Lincoln's on there. And this is I give this example because I know what that costs when you go to Lincoln and it costs, a family of 4 is probably going to cost you $30 or $40 to go through there. Now you get it for free. And I don't know about you, but I'm like, hey, I just saved my family $40. That's $40 we can go spend on lunch or another event on our trip here, And so, and with that one, I think you get a double bonus because I think you can also do the Fort Stanton
yes, you can.
side of it too. So you do it all at once.
And they even tell you because I went to Lincoln and they even tell you, just go down to Fort Stanton.
And Fort Stanton's cool. I finally got to do that about a year or two ago. And to me, it's as cool, if not cooler than Lincoln, because it covers everything. And I'm getting off sidetracked, but that's what I do. It covers everything from Civil War, because that's about the Civil War history of that. That fort changed hands, Confederate to Union, several times during the Civil War. But then its role in World War I, and you've heard of General Blackjack Pershing, World War I. He was there at that base, and German POWs during World War I. They talk about all the projects and things that they worked on, kind of like we have some here from World War II.
Right.
With Cahoon Park and all.
Yeah.
That area's got World War I projects from German prisoners that they did that they kept there at Fort Stanton during World War I. So it's got a huge history there. The hospital, it's just, so you could easily spend all day just walking around the quarters and the museum. They have a great museum. And of course they talk about, there's a cave. If y'all didn't know, there is the Fort Stanton Cave that they talk, a whole section about that too. You get in all that for free. So take advantage of this pass. It's really cool. So.
Right.
Sorry, I got on a tangent. But by the way, you can check out the pass like a book. It's good for 7 days, and you can't renew it. So you check it out for 7 days, and you got to bring it back within the 7-day period or by 7 days. There.
Correct.
So you want to check it out, and you can't reserve it or any of that stuff.
And we have so many. There's really not.
That's never a problem, but it's first come, first serve.
Right.
And like you said, so the smart move is if you're leaving tomorrow for a trip, probably visit the library today, get that check it out. That way you got it, and then when you come back. But I wouldn't check it out for a few days ahead, unless you're just gone for a day or two. But,
exactly.
But you've got 7 days to get it back here. So plan accordingly. So. What else? Is there anything else we need to mention?
No, just our monthly, our weekly programs, which is the Mother Goose on the Loose, Spanish Mother Goose on the Loose. We have story times on Tuesday, Wednesdays, Thursdays.
Yeah, and these are all for like elementary and preschool, right? Depending on the age
all
group.
These are like preschool because they're in school.
I thought some of like the later ones for more elementary age, like the 3 o'clock ones.
Well, no, they're all in the morning at 10:30, except for the Spanish Mother Goose on the Loose, which is Tuesday
That's at 3.
At
right?
5.
5, okay. I'm way off. Jeez, don't listen to me. I'm way off.
Oh my!
But I say this every time, and I'm going to say it again. I don't care if your kid's fluent in Spanish, English, or both.
Right.
Bring them. Well, both. It's awesome. But bring them to either story time. You know, if you have kids that don't speak a lick of Spanish, bring them to Spanish to work. Expose them to that, especially with something they're familiar with. So if it's a story like a Mother Goose story that they know very well in English, they hear in Spanish, they can kind of compare and contrast, and that starts the process of them. You know, when we talk, I don't care who it is. The younger you teach kids foreign language, the better. And the more foreign languages your kid has under their belt, the better it's going to serve them wherever they go. Or, you know, even if they have nothing to do with, you know, how handy is it? Just here in Roswell, how handy would it be at the time if you're bilingual?
Exactly.
We could roll into a place and, you know, easily flip from Spanish to, you would world's your oyster. And why not give that opportunity for your kids too? So. Send them, and vice versa. If your kid only speaks Spanish, and park them into that English one and immerse them in that too.
Right. So, and they'll pick up real quick. Yes.
Absolutely. So, but again, give the dates and times for the story times and Mother Goose and Loose.
Mother Goose, the English one is on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m.
Okay.
And then the Spanish one is at 5 p.m. on Tuesdays. Okay. Then we have a preschool story time that's at 10:30 on Wednesday.
Okay.
And then we have the music and movement one, which is on Thursdays at 10:30 a.m.
Okay. And that's kind of to get those younger kids up and moving around.
Yes.
And
It's a story, then a dance, song. The kids enjoy it. The ones that come, they really enjoy it because you kind of lose them sometimes if the book is a little too long, but that music will bring them back.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it depends. Yeah, because let's face it, you get in the story and it's like, all right, the beginning was awesome, the end was awesome.
I'm ready.
But you need that meat in the middle, and sometimes you got to bring the kids through that a little bit. So, but yeah, it's just all about attention span, and everything else.
Exactly.
It's as they get a little older, they'll be able to sit through that long.
Oh yeah.
But in the meantime, keep them up and moving and physical.
Right.
So, and of course, if you have any questions about any of the preschool story times or any of these, don't hesitate to talk to anyone at the library.
Yes.
Particularly, talk to the children's librarian. She can probably help you a lot better when it comes to some of these. But any of the staff there can give you information on that. And I always say, if you're looking for resources for your children for education, please utilize the library. Talk to the librarians. Every one of them can give you opportunities to help with your children, whether it's through some of these STEM packets and things.
Right.
Excuse me, that you can take home and do with your children. To online services that you can plug your kids into to get help. To just, hey, let me get you some books and here's some things and here's just stuff that's source material in the library that you can just check out and do at home with your kids or whatever. But whatever direction you want to go with it, talk to the library. They can help. And and I don't care what anybody says. We kids have been back to school for a year, but we're still playing catch up with COVID and getting kids at the levels they should be when it comes to their education. So that's not going to happen without people stepping up and doing extra things. And the library is your best friend when it comes to
and everything is free.
And that's the other thing. Yeah, it doesn't cost you a dime for any of it.
And if you bring your child and it's a program and they're not really interested, you can you don't feel that you have to sit. You can leave. So it's just try out things.
Yeah. Well, you find your routine. But anytime you're a parent and you can incorporate the library in your kids' routine, the younger the better.
Right.
Because it's like anything else. You're instilling habits. You're creating patterns.
Right.
And if you've got these kids going to story time and picking up reading at ages that before school, how much more successful they're going to be and just that love of reading and love of...
Yes. And then also it teaches them to sit still.
Yeah.
So...
And let your kids pick their own books in the library. I mean, if you're in a bookstore, things you got to be a little bit. But that's the good news about the library is you put them in a kids section. It's like turn them loose and they'll be fine.
Right.
Just any book here, but let them pick their own stuff. Let them, because when they get school age, there are going to be enough people telling them what exactly to read.
Exactly.
And that's how a lot of us lose our love of reading.
Yes.
Is when you get told what to read and reading things that's not your thing, and then you look at it as a chore instead of a pleasure.
Right.
But if you let these kids read their Dr. Seuss or whatever they're into at this point, by the time they get of that age, they're still going to have that love of reading. They'll muster through whatever schoolwork they had to read, but then they're like, I'm not done reading. I want to pick up
now I can go read
whatever, Stephen King or Grisham or whatever they're into now, whatever it is. So that's kind of, cool. But that's what I like about it. You're setting the table. That was
right.
I wish that happened to me because I didn't pick up reading till like a teenager late, and it was more. And I'm lucky because that was in a time before internet and things. So you're looking for something to occupy the brain. You got a book. Nowadays, everyone gets on their phone and does that and all. But I grew up in a generation where I was like, and so I just got books and I was like, as a kid, I was lucky enough to visit a lot of Civil War battlefields and things, and when I was in the Scouts. So I just had a natural interest by learning some of the facts about the battles and some of the generals and what took place. So that kind of sparked my reading. I was like, oh, let me read this book. And I'm not trying to brag or sound like I'm a bore, but I was a kid who was like 17. I'm reading like Ulysses S. Grant's memoir.
Because that was your interest.
Exactly. But let's face it, there ain't a lot of 17-year-olds that want to crack open Ulysses S. Grant's memoirs.
Right.
And by the way, it reads pretty good, by the way. It doesn't read like someone from 100 plus years ago. It was pretty coherent for me to read. And interesting too. But that's what I'm saying. I did that on my own, and when it wasn't a teacher telling me, it was just I found that and it was because of that reading as why I had that. And to be honest, why am I a jack of all trades on radio and I talk? because I read. I loved. Then I started reading the books about the Apollo missions, and so I love that history because I started. Then I'm like, to be honest, I remember watching one of the Wyatt Earp movies as a kid, and I was like, what? So I read about 3 more books about Wyatt Earp and his family and all that, just because, that to me, that was the fun part. I was using movies to learn more about other, like I watched The Right Stuff, and I'm like, this is really cool. I want to, and so I started reading books about the Mercury 7 and the Apollo and the Gemini and all. But that's what I'm saying. Library can be that for you. And you don't have to be in what I'm into, but whatever. If you're watching, I don't know, My Little Pony, and you're all like, wow, this is really cool. And then you go and do your own research on that world and things. Yeah. But that's where books bring you.
Right.
And every parent needs to make sure they give their kid that opportunity. That's to me, it's not a question of if you should, it's the sooner the better.
Yes.
Sorry, another tangent, soap opera. What I do. Is there any other information, dates, anything we want to make sure we get on people's radar?
No, that'll be it for until I come back next time.
Till next time, next month here. But again, if you have any questions, you missed anything, you can always call the library. Really happy to help you. And again, you can go to the website, roswell-nm.gov, click on the library tab. Unless you want to learn more about city council and all that, it's all there, but there's a library tab. And then, of course, you can come by the library, and don't forget, follow the Roswell Public Library on Facebook.
Right.
And you can stay up to date on pretty much everything through that, too. So, and see like the artwork, and see, it's good to like it, because say you missed Lego Night or something. A lot of times they'll take pictures of some of the art and some of the things that came out of Lego Night, and then you look, here's what you missed.
Exactly.
Yeah. Very good. Well, as always, appreciate the visit.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
You probably have to work some of it.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, your weekends are a little different than everybody else's weekends. But we'll see you here next month.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, ma'am, as always.
Thank you.
It is 9:51. Let us pause for some news and a quick commercial break. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winter.
Now for a Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Carlsbad has approved a new agreement for $1.3 million with the State Department of Transportation to provide public transit service and improvements. Much of the money will fund operating costs for transit services. Money will also be spent on improving bus stops, shelters, and benches, along with installing 19 new bus shelters. Improvements at the transit garage are also included. The feds have been ramping up nuclear waste shipments to southeast New Mexico as the Waste Isolation Pilot Plant says it expects to receive an average of 17 shipments of contaminated nuclear waste every week for the next few months, at least. Most of the recent waste shipments have come from the Idaho National Laboratory, WIP's largest shipper, under a settlement between the federal government and the state of Idaho. The second biggest shipper is right here in New Mexico, the Los Alamos National Laboratory. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
In the 70s, Newsweek and these climate alarmists, they were telling us that an ice age was coming. That evolved into global warming. Then when that didn't occur, it just became a general climate change issue. New York Times said the most likely rate of rise, some experts say, most of the beaches on the east coast of the U.S. will be gone in 25 years by 2021. It's 2023, in case anybody wants to know. In 2006, Time magazine claimed that the Earth was at a tipping point. We all should be very worried. This crap has been shoved down our throats. Our kids have been indoctrinated and lied to. The Green New Deal has nothing to do with anything green. It has everything to do with the radical socialism, and they're all lying to us.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
My friend had his home stolen. The crime is home title theft. It's real. It's horrendous, but it's real, and it's everywhere. Now, luckily, this was just a demo, but I saw how criminals all around the world target American homeowners, and that's why I protect my home with Home Title Lock, and you need to as well. And a thief can simply forge your signature on a legal document claiming you sold your home to them. Homeowners insurance and common identity theft programs do not protect you, but Home Title Lock does. So protect yourself. Just go to their website. It's HometitleLock.com/Sean, SEAN. Verify your home's title is still safely in your name. Then just register your address for a free, no obligation home title report for your files. That is a $100 value, absolutely free. That's HometitleLock.com/Sean, HometitleLock.com/Sean, SEAN.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Low pressure is moving to our north, and we've got high pressure parked over our area, so the upcoming weekend looks good. Upper 50s to mid 60s across our area today. Will be a little bit gusty, especially around Roswell. Wind up to 30 miles an hour, and we should get sunshine. For the overnight, upper 20s and clear, and then we're in the low to mid 50s for the high on Saturday and sunny, back up to 60 and sunny Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Existing home sales slumped last year, plunging almost 18%, what amounted to the slowest year for the housing market in close to a decade. The Netflix subscriber base is growing again.
The growth is providing an early sign that Netflix's shift to include ads in a cheaper version of its video streaming service is helping combat tougher competition and attract cost-conscious customers grappling with inflation. The company disclosed a gain of 7.7 million subscribers during the October to December period, a stretch that included the debut of an ad-supported option for $7 per month. It's the second straight quarter of strong subscriber growth after 2 quarters of losses.
Correspondent Jeremy House. Google's parent company Alphabet announcing it's laying off 12,000 workers, global layoffs. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
With the hustle, bustle, and bright lights of the holidays in the rearview mirror, it's time to ease into the new year with a new car or truck from your friends at Roswell Ford. Because nobody makes car buying easier. With more than 500 pre-owned vehicles in stock and brand new units arriving all the time, finding the perfect vehicle is easy. A 3-day money-back guarantee on all pre-owned vehicles makes the decision easy. No payments for 90 days easily gives you time to put those holiday expenses behind you. And with a goal of 100% credit approval, Roswell Ford even makes financing easy, regardless of your credit situation. And we happily accept I-10s. Like I said, easy. So make some time and come see what we have for you at the Tailgate Nation. Whatever you're looking for, you can count on Roswell Ford to keep it simple and make it easy. We're waiting for you now at the corner of 9th and Main, so we're even easy to find.
9 of 10 people with pre-diabetes don't even know they have it. Left untreated, diabetes can lead to other health complications including heart disease, stroke, and liver disease. Don't put off your care any longer. Artesia General Hospital's Diabetes Care Team can help you make a personalized plan to manage diabetes or pre-diabetes and reclaim your health. Learn more or request an appointment at artesiageneral.com/diabetes.
Pressure Services LLC in Artesia has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL or Class D CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and be at least 25 years of age. All positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screen. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contributions toward health benefits. Please apply in person at 402 West Main in Artesia, inside the Age Safety Facility. Equal Opportunity Employer.
If you plug your nose, you can't tell the difference between an apple, potato, and an onion, unless you open your eyes. Here's Mike Winters.
To do that, good morning. It is 9:58. I'd like to do that challenge. Apple, potato, and onion, and do it, blindfolded. And they say you can't taste the difference. I can't imagine. What about consistency? Because I guess unless they're all raw. Maybe that's it. Maybe if they're all raw, because I'm thinking like a potato, you're going to notice because you got to, unless you eat a raw potato, which is disgusting. And I'm guessing it's without the skin. It's just the innards because the skin's going to out it. As soon as your tongue hits potato skin, you're going to, at least I could tell the difference between a potato skin and a apple skin or a onion. An onion that's all smell. So I feel like I could tell the difference. Now, but maybe I'll get Sean on. We'll do a Pepsi challenge. That'll be one of our things because we do stuff like that. Maybe I ought to get that one day. I'll talk with him and let them orchestrate that. Hey, if you missed any part of our show here, I invite you to check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com, click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you'll find them there. 7 o'clock hour, we replayed our interview we had yesterday. Juanita Jennings, Public Affairs Director for the City of Roswell, joined us. She had a guest with her, Steve Garcia, who's with Leadership New Mexico. They've been in town this past week learning about Roswell and doing stuff, so we had a great conversation about that. In the 8 o'clock hour, about 8:15, we had Joanne Lopez with the Chaves County Health Council and Marissa Mesa and her aunt Loretta from they've got their big event tomorrow happening. And then, of course, Tracy Fry from the Roswell Public Library joined us this hour. All right, that's going to do it for us. Have an amazing weekend. We'll talk to you Monday. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Today's March for Life, getting underway this hour in Washington, D.C., is different from the past 49 marches.
This year's gathering is the first one since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. March for Life President Jeannie Mancini says the event will be a somber reminder of millions of lives lost to abortion in the past 50 years, but also a celebration of how far the pro-life movement has come. This year's theme is Next Steps, Marching into a Post-Roe America.
Correspondent Greg Cluxton. Also at townhall.com, as defense leaders in Germany hear an impassioned plea for more aid from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, a Ukrainian tank operator says more Western military aid would make it psychologically easier for his country's soldiers on the